Whoa.
Oh my god, chat, we're here. It fully just didn't tell us about the fact I resubscribed.
Oh, you need to click an extra button in the chat when you resubscribe for it to do that.
Oh, hold on.
Our technology is having a fucking day today.
Technology is going great. Yahoo!
Yeah, there we go. Is it going to do the thing, do you think?
It should do.
Oh, it might have already... Hold up. That was on... I don't remember.
It didn't even come up on the mini feed though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one doesn't make any sense.
Oh well.
And why did you have to subscribe again if it was 20 days ago you subscribed before?
Who knows?
There's a lot of questions. A lot of things at play here.
Chat, do not worry, your subscriptions will work. I pinky promise. You should subscribe to us.
I don't promise anything. Nothing is real.
For context, chat has gone through a minor existential crisis in the last 5 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes maybe?
And I just fucking... I feel bad today, man. I don't...
Sorry.
It's all good.
I did think for a brief second you were about to kill me.
No, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna, like, maim a bit. Alright, so, what the fuck, man? It's got 5 durability. We'll get no axe.
We're off to a great start in Minecraft.
Oh, man, I'm not here for it today. I'm not here for anything. I'm here for, like... I don't know. I don't even want to rot. I usually, like, if I'm not feeling it, I want to just sit and rot. But I want to, like... I don't know.
You just need the Twitch liveliness to
Yeah,
wake you up.
I need the Twitch liveliness. I need the what's the thing that people take to go to sleep? Like melatonin.
Yeah, melatonin.
I need a shit ton of that. And I need to pass out for like 3 days.
You do realize we're going out after this?
Yeah, but like I'm not gonna feel well. Right, how am I gonna learn these 60s dance moves for Mohammed?
Yeah, you gotta learn retro dance moves.
Yeah. I've gotta look that up afterwards, and you know what?
You do realize dance moves aren't learned like within like 5 minutes.
I will beg to differ. I'll show you how many dance moves I can learn.
Oh, you're learning more than one now.
Probably, if I can, if it's possible. Look, these aren't like Lyra dance moves. They're not gonna be good. They're gonna be flinging bits of your body around, isn't it?
My dad pops up in chat, then we can ask him. He was like alive during retro.
Was he a dancer? I could
went
believe
out.
that, actually. I could believe that he like had some fucking crazy moves.
He was a drinker, so probably.
Yeah, it's the truth. I want to be real. That's like the only times when I like first felt like comfortable enough to dance. It was like I had to. That's bad though, right? You shouldn't ever
like
have to rely on it. Like that's a bad relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, but like there are times it definitely helps with shit. With,
Yeah.
Like dancing for the first time, for example.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. It's worrisome.
I say if you consistently need it, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's true. So you ever met people that cannot have fun without being like fully inebriated?
Surely some of our friends.
Some of our friends. No, the thing is, right. Tanner drinks a lot, but like.
No, I mean like the people in the outskirts of our friend group.
Oh yeah, right. Sure, you know, maybe.
But actually, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know them well enough.
Yeah, no, maybe. There are people I've only hung out with while drinking.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. That's a
But that's just probably more a product of the environment
Yeah.
that you've hung out with them at, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I've certainly met people who have previously been like that, but aren't anymore, hopefully, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
If they are, I'll
Yeah,
hunt them down.
I just don't think I could do it, man. I don't, like, it takes a lot of effort for me to want to drink.
Mm.
I don't think I could, like, be like that. I just want a nap all the time, man.
Do you think you might just be tired?
I'm always tired, but, like, it heightens the sleepiness. I might bring, like, a pillow and a blanket to the club today.
I would be so hyped.
Yeah, I might just have a little nap in the corner.
Really? In
Catch a
that
couple
club's
Zeds.
you want to find a corner in that club and sleep.
Alright, maybe not a corner, we stink of piss and be a bit sticky, but
It could only go wrong.
you know, maybe it'll have the vibes that I need.
Maybe on like some of the tables, like right at the start, could be fine-ish.
I can't believe you just doxed where we're going. It has tables.
Fuck off, man. Every club has at least one table.
Oh man, there's only one club.
There's only one club, is there?
There's only you just said that we're going to the club. Oh my god.
You said it first.
Oh my god, everyone knows now. Right, we should have fish.
Is that what we're doing
Fishing.
today?
Actually, you know what? Maybe. I'm kind of feeling the fish today. Don't feel up fish. It's wrong.
That's not what you said
It's
either.
wrong.
That's not what
it
you
is.
said. No one thought that until you said that.
I thought it was thinking in my head.
That says more about you.
You know, yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to prepare, right? Because there's the new Skyblock update.
Oh,
this whole
fuck
fishing
off,
thing.
man. You actually haven't stopped talking about this fucking
It's so
Hypixel
exciting.
Skyblock update.
It's
Like, Jesus
so
Christ.
exciting, man.
Calm down.
I'm not calm.
What the fuck are you gonna do? Like, add 20% more fucking farming speeds?
Yeah, it was fishing. So, oh, there's so many things, man.
Genuinely,
So
every time I've heard about a Skyblock update, it's been like, they did this great thing, but they also stole everyone's fucking money.
Yeah, well, they do that sometimes. And like, I have only ever had two wipe bugs. That's pretty good.
What's a wipe?
And it's where something breaks in the game and it wipes your inventory. And they were
That
minor.
shouldn't
They were
exist.
minor, and
That
I had one dupe bug, and so it balanced it out. And I reported it, and the admin never got back to me on it. So I just don't ban me. I took the duped items, and I was like, hey, you know what? It's what it is now. That's how I got my 50 mil Midas the first time around. It duplicated 50 million coins, so I was like, hell yeah, let's just spend this on a sword.
Should you say this?
Hmm?
Should you say this?
It was years ago, and I reported it, so, like, honestly, it's their fucking fault. And it was on a profile that I don't have anymore, so they can't really, like, get me for it. Alright, we need more chests, man. This is not gonna do.
We need a house.
Oh, we need a house. Shit, man. I want fish, though.
Go to sleep, man.
Oh, so true. Did we have cows? I feel like we did, right?
We do have cows.
We had cows. We're gonna start breeding them. Let me go do that.
Let's get wheat.
I've got 8 wheat. Do we have any more? I mean, surely there's
That's
something under our
probably,
house, right?
I'm sure.
Hello?
That's enough wheat.
Hello?
We do not have enough cows.
I don't think we have 8 cows, yeah.
But now we have 10 wheat. And some
I don't
carrots.
fucking need carrots. It's all wheat now. I think
Yeah.
this farmer has been stealing our crops, by the way. Over there.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely been stealing our crops.
Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. I've got that song. I thought maybe listening to that song earlier would make it go from my head, but it's done the opposite.
What song?
Done in Secret by the Pigeon Detectives. All these things
Right, we
were
definitely
done
don't
in
have. We
secret.
don't have 15 cows.
No, I don't think so. Oh, I lost the bundle. Or you lost the bundle. We lost the bundle.
Well, you know. Yeah, we is the correct statement to use there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello. Do you not drown?
No, they do, just very slowly. Like, really, really slowly. They also can't swim. So it's why you can't get back up. You could use a fishing rod to fish them out.
I wanted to see him die. Not in a bad way.
Usually you make fun of me for killing them all.
Yeah, but this guy fucking did this to himself, man. He wanted to be down there. That's like tying a lead weight to your fucking feet and going for a dip.
Yeah, except he
is the lead weight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more of a... Like, that could be a mistake. You should save him.
I should save him with this pickaxe.
No! I was gonna...
Oh, fuck, he's coming for me. He's coming for me. No, get back down. Get back down!
Bro, he is coming for you. He is coming for you.
No.
Kaz.
Oh my god, I've never felt more alive.
Build up.
No,
build
no,
up,
no.
Kaz.
Oh.
Kaz, build up.
Hell
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
God, I felt fucking shit coursing through my veins there. It was exciting, man. It was exciting.
Is that what people feel like when watching, like, thrillers?
Yeah, you don't really like thrillers, do you?
No.
We watched Creep the other day.
Oh my god, it nearly killed me.
How were you sleeping?
That night, I fully had to watch like 2 hours of Technoblade videos to like get my head out of it. I was like, I need to go back to the Minecraft Monday era of Technoblade, okay?
Yeah, that's a good era, to be fair.
You know, I watched him and Jace play Minecraft Monday for like 2 hours.
Did it help?
It did, but I shouldn't have had to do that, man.
I think it's a great movie.
It's a very good movie, and that's what pisses me off more.
Yeah.
Is the fact that it's like a good movie. I just hated every second.
Yeah.
Specifically, the later seconds.
Yeah. I loved the early bits in that movie too.
The early bits were funny as fuck.
It's brilliant. It's
The
honestly...
the early bits of the film were genuinely great cinema.
Yeah.
And the later bits were also great cinema.
Man, every time
But,
I think
like,
about that film, I
oh
was trying to explain
God.
it to my dad. The after I got home after we watched it, but it's just so hard to explain why it's good because it's odd, but it's odd in such a...
Oh my god!
It's such an artful way, man. It's just good.
Fully, I was sleeping. I went to bed with my back against the wall. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
I was like, my back's against the wall. I'm keeping my eyes open all night, just in case. Because it was the scene that he was in bed that shook me. Okay.
Oh no! I fucking felt it. You would.
I was like,
Yeah.
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 Thank God for your James Marriott joke.
It wasn't really. It was an observation more than anything else. Yeah.
Oh, I would. It was
You were. It's so funny as well because like that is scary to me, but it's like I don't know. It's just like it's not that scary. It's just like a little bit like off-putting. There are things that really terrify me, and honestly, it's probably more of the jump scares. It's like good tension and then a jump scare.
Jump scare I can deal with because it happens and it's over.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No.
Psychological horror. No. No.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that like I just want to like horror because I think it's sorry. But, you know.
Keep your cable away from my knee.
Yeah, sorry. I want to like horror because it's a fun genre, you know, and it's very fun with other people. It's the sort of thing where like everybody goes into it.
I could not
it's like-
watch that shit by myself.
Yeah,
I have to watch it with at least one more person.
I don't watch horror movies by myself. I'll watch horror TV shows.
Not even that.
Like I absolutely.
Like if it's actual horror, I can't watch. Like Strange Things is fine, but that's not real horror. That's more action.
Yeah,
at
it's
a
on
certain point.
the edge. Like
There's
season
like-
season one, like there's
See,
some
season one
stuff.
that you see, even like it's not so like it's not super hard on the horror thing. You know, like it's not gonna drive you insane by watching.
No, although I think most people it wouldn't drive. Most horror wouldn't drive people insane.
Okay, well, most horror drives me insane when I
Yeah.
watch it. So
Yeah. No, I used to be like that. I watched I think the way that you get out of that is watching really good horror. because it allows you to appreciate it and be more critical of it rather than just being like taking control. But
I don't want to watch more horror.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although
I
Neo's
watched
fucking daring me to watch more horror.
Neo?
Yeah, but in return they've got to watch Batman the animated series, so all is good.
That's a fair trade.
But I'm scared for the horror, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna just go and kind of like do a meat trip, as I call them, so we have some food for a bit, and then we can fish. We can have some more food.
Do you want to do like something productive to the rest of our world today?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could make a little fishing outpost. I feel like that could be self-contained and pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we just made like a little hut and some like decorations and shit.
Oh, that fucking creep, man! Jesus Christ.
Which bit? So like the sleeping bit, obviously, but like
that was the worst part.
That was the worst.
Like, it's a very good part. Don't get me. Not when I say it's the worst part of the film, chat, I am not saying it's a bad film or those scenes are bad. I just don't like horror. Okay, so
yeah.
But like that was the bit that shook me the most. Was like even the like last bit was like less than that.
Beautiful.
But also the last bit fucked
ending
me
to that.
As well.
It is sickening. Like
it's sickening, and it's the only way that story can end.
Hey Charlotte, we're talking about Creep.
Hi Charlotte, we're talking about Creep.
Yeah. The ending to the movie is beautiful. It's
the fact it's the only good way they ends. It pisses me off. It's like I can't think of another way where I'd be happy with, where I'd like accept.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It would feel like dissatisfying any other way. Like it had to happen, but it's
that pisses me off.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So I've watched a lot of Mike Flanagan stuff because I think he's just incredibly talented. He, I think, originally was like a visual effects or like editor for RuPaul's Drag Race, and then became a horror.
That's a switch.
Yeah, and then became like a horror director, which is an odd career pipeline, but it works. He's fantastic. He does a lot of religious horror, and he uses horror elements to represent I think a lot of horror is like that, like horror elements represent some sort of trauma or something, but like he does it in just a fantastic way. So like ghosts will represent the things that plague people's lives, and as they come to accept those things, the ghosts become less supernatural and terrifying and more controllable. And it's just, it's done in such a way that it just feels so smooth and natural. I've watched like a little bit of horror. I watched the newest Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Terrible, fucking awful. I watched it with the Bell a couple years ago. I think is that like a slasher? Is that what
I don't
those are
know.
called? Like the ones where they just kind of go around killing a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a slasher.
Yeah, not appealing to me. It's just a bit shit. Like it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't very exciting. And all the characters just pissed me off. I think maybe in that way it was staying true to sort of like the older style stuff, but I don't know, man. And then we watched It recently, the original one. That I really enjoyed. A lot of slashers like that. Yeah, I feel like that. Maybe it's just not the genre for me. Maybe like that's just the kind of way it goes.
I think you've got enough meat now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a bit at least.
Yeah, you're probably right.
We could also. Our home was not that far. We could have walked.
Yeah. It's true.
Why not just leave it there rather than breaking?
that's you know. Alright, which direction?
We just have to reset our spawn point.
Yeah, it's fine. Positive Z is not where I'm trying to go.
I swear it's that way.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty sure it's
This
just over the mountain.
Oh no, it's this mountain here, I think.
Mm.
Have you watched a lot of horror, Charlotte? I feel like you've watched some. I feel like you've watched like bad horror. Cause you quite like watching low budget movies and stuff. Yeah, other than that, what have I really watched? Have you watched anything?
Nope.
Like, not even like one time and realised you absolutely never wanted to watch horror again?
Like, Caroline was on during, like, when I was staying over a friend's house when I was, like, 7. I wasn't even...
Butt Nose one?
Caroline.
Caroline? Not Caroline.
Caroline.
The,
the fuck
the Butt Nose one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just... It was at that point I was like, nope, no. Like, I saw, like, a scene and was like, she has buttons on her eyes. That's not where eyes or buttons are supposed to be.
Yeah, I think I watched that, I don't know, when I was, like, 7 or something, and I did not enjoy it. And then we watched it for Halloween.
You enjoy horror and how it scares you shit. How can you enjoy that, man? It's scary.
Yeah, but it's just adrenaline. Like, that's the thing, is, like, adrenaline is a really, really powerful feeling.
You can get adrenaline from so many things.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I think that, you know, like, a lot of people would just rather get it from someone else. Like, my sister really, really never enjoyed horror. I think
watch a good action film. Adrenaline, and you're not scared.
I don't think I've ever felt adrenaline whilst watching an action film.
I've said that and then immediately realised I've never felt adrenaline watching an action film. But still...
They're fun. They're, like, visually pleasing. But, like, I'm trying to think of a movie that I've watched that... I mean, it's tension, right, that builds adrenaline. I don't know.
No,
It's the thrill of... Yeah, it's like that...
Go
that, like...
for a fucking run or some shit, man. Just go for a run if you want adrenaline. Do a sport if you want adrenaline.
But I think that's the reason why people are drawn to horror, is because it's a super easy way of having that feeling.
Do drugs. Just
You
do
heard it here
drugs.
first, guys. Just do drugs.
I like genuinely hard drugs before fucking horror, and I've never touched hard drugs.
Yeah.
Shit scares me.
So what horror did Nia want to show you?
I don't know. They've just said you're watching horror with me, and after I was like,
oh, but isn't it nice to watch it with someone and
yeah,
feel like
sure
cozy, because it's like you're safe but like it's scary. It's like that mixture. I love it. It's
with
brilliant.
someone, it's tolerable. I'll give it that.
But then after the person leaves and you've still got that feeling, you're like, shit. Yeah, it's that. I used to get that so much, man. Which is why I had to watch fucking 2 hours of Technoblade content. Did you ever watch the Orville? Oh, you know the 500 cigarettes meme? The 500 cigarettes.
Yeah, sure.
So that comes from it's like a Star Trek spoof written by Seth Rogen. Not Seth Rogen. What's he called? What's the Family Guy called? Family Guy guy.
Oh, absolutely watching Predator sometime.
Is Predator horror?
I always thought that was action. I could be wrong.
Or is it like action horror? Is it like a mix of both or something? I'm gonna get rid of that E that's in the chat, 'cause it's just pissing me off every time I look over. I don't even know why. Yeah.
Oh, that is...
Have you ever watched Stand By Me by Stephen King?
No.
So it's not a horror. It's one of his very few things that isn't a horror. I don't actually know whether it's few. I've seen like all of his popular ones.
I think he does a lot of horror, to be fair.
Hmm?
From what I know of Stephen
Yeah,
King,
he does it. He does
horror.
The Shining. I feel like a lot of the big ones are horror, at least.
Mm.
But anyway, amazing fucking movie.
It's got elements of horror, but it's mostly action. That's fine.
Yeah.
I like something with elements of horror. That's just tension building. That's fine. That's generally quite good. I can watch that. It's just when it's like based on the horror and like the psychological shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't want my brain to feel like it's being fucked with when I'm watching a film.
God, but yeah, no, I remember I watched a really shit horror with psychological horror with my parents once. Like, I don't know, when I was like 13. Something about a robot. I don't remember what it was called. But it was like this human. It was like the last human left or some shit.
What are we doing on Minecraft?
I'm running in circles.
Did you want to go fishing?
Yes.
Go fishing.
Yes. Oh, there's a guy.
Okay.
You want some rooted dirt?
No.
God, he's so bad.
Aren't they supposed to be getting updated?
I feel like I should kill you now. If I hit you, do your llamas hate me?
Yeah.
So I gotta hit the llamas?
No, because then he goes invisible.
I thought you just does that at night.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Never
I
mind.
don't actually need him though. It's fine.
Mother.
Maybe. Maybe. That sounds about right, actually. It's not very good. It really pissed me off, actually. Because it was like, it wasn't really that scary. It's all I remember as being like, for a psychological horror, it's got to fuck with you slightly. You can't just, yeah, it can't just be a little bit disappointing. It really takes away from it. Alright, I gotta make another chest somewhere. Where's this chest going?
You could go next to our other chest.
Right here?
No, above the window.
Here?
No, above the window.
Here?
There!
Oh, here?
Yeah!
Alright. Tell this on the windows!
You were looking at the window!
To the window.
I've never seen it, but I've been meaning to because this design is pretty cool.
I'm just gonna kind of shove shit in there. We don't have the space to properly organise.
Right, just go fish.
Go fish. Ha 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 ha.
See if you can get us a mending.
Do we have an enchantment
we
table?
have actually quite a few diamonds. We could have an enchantment table.
We do. I got a lot of diamonds last time.
We need 2 more obsidian.
Ah, fuck off. I'm fishing. I gotta build myself like a little perch though. It's very important. And
Hi,
then,
Dad.
like,
You're just lurking today. Okay.
hello.
Enjoy lurking.
Hello, whoa. Right. This is like perfect.
You've made a diving board, Kaz.
I made a little perch, man.
You've made a diving
I
board.
made a little perch. Well, that doesn't really work, does it?
Oh, I could build such a better pair.
Bro, this is perfect, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Yo, that was like aesthetic right there. Did you see that dolphin?
Well done.
So what's your like type of movie then? What's your go-to?
Oh, so I'm a superhero nerd.
Yeah, that's true.
Or with people like a comedy. But even then,
Yeah, what are good
comedies.
comedies, man? What are like I've seen some, but I
Honestly, like, I don't think most comedies are actually very good. I just think it's just down to like the vibe that you're in.
I feel like a good
like
comedy.
Most Adam Sandler comedies I could not watch alone because they're fine movies, but but I can only laugh at them when I'm around other people.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I watched a video once and they were talking about like a good comedy is a 7 out of 10. Like a great comedy is a 7 out of 10. Like it's not, you're not going for like a 10 out of 10. It's not supposed to be a cinematic masterpiece. It's just supposed to be,
it's
funny.
supposed to be shits and gigs.
Yeah. You seen any of Edgar Wright films?
No.
Just like Scott Pilgrim.
Ooh.
What do we get? I'm breaking through.
I'm breaking through.
I'm breaking through with
dead.
16 durability is really funny.
Dodgeball is such a good movie. You're right. Dodgeball was an amazing movie to watch, and definitely wasn't massively homophobic and transphobic in like the same line several times over.
When I came in though, one of the lines was really funny. I don't remember what it was. I just remember genuinely laughing.
It was just the fact that like one guy was just like, it was so homoerotic with so many characters, and they just had this one really fucking homophobic guy who was also the coach for the good guys.
Wild.
Like the bad guy was just slightly homoerotic with everyone around him and weirdly sexual, and then you just had like all the fucking
Was
like
that Ben
nerds and
Stiller?
shit, and then you just have like the mentor who is just like just a fucking homophobe in like the most funny way that it just shouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
It probably helped that we were watching it with like everyone there was queer as fuck. Sort of helps when all your friends are queer. You can watch homophobic shit together and laugh.
Yeah. I didn't take full damage that time.
No, you've really hit that ladder clutch.
Yeah. Saved me last second.
Really did.
Alright, we got to get obsidian at some point in the stream.
Okay.
Because I gotta make that table.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me this isn't a perfect pair?
Man, I really want to build a better one. I'm going to build a better one as soon as I have control.
That's fair enough. I mean, you can have control when you want. I don't really mind.
I'll let you fish a little more.
Alright. Oh. Oh, I got it. I was so close to not getting that. I've been playing on, what's it called? It's a server, it's got fishing. It's not Skyblock, don't worry.
If you talk about Skyblock again, you'd think you'd love to see me play Inscription. What's Inscription?
You haven't played Inscription, that's so good.
What's Inscription?
It's a beautiful game.
What's Inscription?
It's, it's a game that never stops being a different game. It's just so exciting and wonderful, and like, oh my god, we've got to play that. If you don't
do it on stream.
Hmm?
I won't look at anything to do with it. We'll save it for the
yeah,
stream. I'll learn it all on stream.
So I think it's Daniel Mullins was the dude that created it, and like everybody just loves
You
it.
just name drop people, man. I just don't know. I don't know people's names.
Well, yeah. I don't know like actors' names. That's the one thing. I had a conversation with somebody once, and they were talking about.
To be fair, I know quite a few actors' names. It's just the names you say I don't know.
A lot of the time I'll hear names and I'll know that I've heard of them or watched movies with them, but I'll have no clue who they are. Yeah. But anyway, I was talking about Edgar Wright like 40 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful movie. Sort of horror, not really. I wouldn't really call it horror, but it's like it's got its moments which are a bit exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Last Night in Soho. It's got
I've heard of it.
Hold up. It's got the woman from Queen's Gambit. What is her name? Anya Taylor-Joy. She played Peach in the Mario movie. Or she voiced Peach in the Mario movie. She's in it. There's another. Is that one with Matt Smith? Am I going crazy? I think Matt Smith is in that.
Maybe.
I know the Doctor Who actors' names because people refer to them as the actors. That's quite helpful. Yeah.
Who's the current one?
The current Doctor is Ncuti Gatwa, right?
I don't know. He's the gay guy in Sex Education.
Yeah. What's his name in Sex Education?
Eric.
That's a good show.
That's a very good show.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 show.
That is. Oh man, I haven't watched that show in a long time. The last season
was a bit mid.
It was good, but it was different because it kind of like it wasn't all about Otis, which was good in a way, but it was like.
But also, like, we spent 3 seasons with it all being about Otis.
Yeah, it's just different, and that's all right.
Yeah, it's different.
Is there another season, or is it done?
No, that's done.
It's done.
Mm.
That's good. Things don't always need more seasons, but yeah.
Have you watched Ted Lasso?
Why are those fish not moving?
They just want to chill, man. Try fish one of them.
Alright, 1 second.
You can turn the FMV back up.
Are you saying Ted Lasso? I've
Yeah.
not watched it, but my dad has, and
Oh.
he's watched it twice.
Yeah, I spoke to your dad about it. It was great. Genuinely
I
great.
fucking fixed. Oh,
Yeah, no, you just need to remind them they exist.
that's weird, man. Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
It's such a good show. Like, I fucking hate football with my whole heart, but that show very nearly made me nearly entertain the idea of maybe watching a game one day. And then
Yeah.
I went, actually, no, I didn't enjoy it for the football at all. It's just the setting.
Go. Kid out.
Yay, worse armor.
Yeah,
Right.
I've heard it's really good.
After this fish, I'm taking over and building a pier.
All right, after this one.
Okay,
I
well.
right-clicked again.
Because you can't bring it back in, can you?
No, it's illegal. I gotta bring it back in when there's a fish on the line. Otherwise, I'm not being very efficient, am I? Efficient. It's 11 raw cod. That's like food right there.
Wow, crazy.
Okie dokes, it's Dan playing now. I get to sit back and relax.
Until I die.
Yeah, but at least this time could you die not like 600 blocks away from where we live.
I'll try.
Spruce. I'm liking this already. Spruce planks. I'm loving it.
That worked effectively. That's probably enough.
Spruce.
I'm tearing down your thing.
Oh, at least build it next to it so we can compare and contrast.
Okay, fine. I'll build it next to it.
And then you can tear it down if it's better. Oh, wow. I didn't know you could do that.
What?
Jump on the final block. I didn't know you could put one underneath. Because when you're like character bobs, I didn't know it goes high enough that you can place a block
Like,
underneath.
very barely. I think it's more of a slight glitch.
Yeah, I mean, now it's...
There we go.
There you go. Ba, ba, ba. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, because I think you jump like 1.1 blocks up.
Hmm. It is small. I mean, I guess you have to be able to go onto land.
Yeah, and then I want... I need a crafting table.
Permanently stuck in the hole. You've got...
Thanks for noticing that.
It's fine, we can just like have a couple extra. Who was I talking to that just crafts like a stack of crafting tables? Is it you?
I don't think so.
It's odd behaviour.
I get why someone would do that though.
Yeah. I don't think this is holding a candle to birch. A platform.
You're just not seeing the whole vision yet.
Oh, I'm seeing it. But I'm seeing birch platform and I'm thinking birch platform is kind of sick as fuck. I'm gonna kill myself if you... Okay? I'm not... Don't worry, guys. Oh
For
my lord.
fuck's sake. Right, we're standing here.
Okay. Alright. Well done.
Right. Oh, he's a fucking hold as well.
We need to move the book.
Yeah.
By the way, guys,
We've actually got a copy today.
Communist Manifesto.
I actually remembered it.
So we can actually read a page this time. How long's a page?
Decent length. It's small font.
God, I can't read that much. I don't even know what half these words mean.
You really should do.
Yeah.
We are, like, actively producing communist propaganda.
Yeah, but I haven't figured that out yet. so we're still fine. Got that song from Sex Education, you wanna remember?
Right, boop, 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 boop. Boop. I'm gonna kill myself.
In a video game.
In a video game.
In Minecraft. With a real gun. I'm still, you know, you got to stand back a second and look at that birch thing. I feel like you weren't taking it all in.
There's not much to take in, man. What do you mean?
It does its job, man. It's not about grandeur, it's about, you know, about love and craft. Minecraft.
But what if I'm loving crafting my pair? Surely that would
If you're up
be
loving
cool.
and crafting, they pair. Sorry about that. Wasn't necessary. I apologise. I think I'm about 3 who up they jokes away from
being
not...
punched in the face.
Yeah, and then not wanting to make one ever again. I'm starting to like get that sort of like annoyed feeling when I speak. Could it have top slab railings? Maybe of a different sort, like maybe of cobblestone slabs or something.
No, but different wood maybe, like oak wood.
Could be oak wood, yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to finish doing what I was thinking first.
Maybe
Which was, I
like
had
a-
a plan. Where did my plan go? My plan
or
is
oak.
disappeared.
Wait, hold up. Oak trapdoors on top of the posts.
Ooh,
What do you
no,
think
I was
about that?
thinking spruce trapdoors. Hold
Spruce trapdoors would also work.
on. I do love spruce trapdoors. They are the best trapdoors. That's something I will give you. I will give birch pear is their use of birch trapdoors. Trapdoors are that. No, it's not.
There's 6.
Of course they are.
That's doors. That's trapdoors.
You know this. Of course, trapdoors use the same amount of resources as a normal fucking door, despite being half the size.
Yeah, but you only get 2 trapdoors and you get 3 doors. You actually get fewer. That's odd. Thinking about that now, that is odd.
I need more.
How many do you need? Oh, you're gonna put them on the outside.
Yeah.
Ah, I was thinking the top, but yeah, no, the outside would look cool. Are you gonna put it on the outside on the inside bits, or just on the outside?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. 20 is enough to at least try.
Yeah, but I figured we're going
Why-
to snap.
Why did you go all the way back there for a crafting table?
I forgot.
That was like some me type shit. Right, they have to all be the same way around, or I'm gonna like throw a fucking fit. You're an awful person. You're a bad person for that.
No, I'm leaving it.
See, that's fine because you won't notice it. That is noticeable, just slightly. I don't think you have enough of the trapdoors for this.
Nope.
So you're gonna have to go all the way back to use that crafting table again.
I love building in water so much. It's my favourite thing.
Yeah, if you like tap it, you can like keep a steady sort of height, rather than like you have to kind of keep a tempo going, but like no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, truly. Do you think I'm gonna be able to like hit a quick nap before we leave?
No.
If it's like super fast though.
We gotta eat and then get into town for 7 o'clock.
To go to an undisclosed location that you're not going to say on stream today.
I didn't say it!
I'm just letting you know that you're not going to say it. I'm manifesting it.
You're manifesting now.
Yeah. Well, I told you I'd become a devout Christian until I get this job.
Yeah, which is why you believe in manifestations.
Have you seen that really funny homunculus tweet about the power of prayer?
Oh, you fucking phone made me jump, man.
The glory. Charlotte, yes. And the usual place that we go beforehand. I gotta find this power of prayer.
Oh, Kaz, can you ban that person? I don't know. Actually, I can do so with my phone. Hold on. Ban!
Yeah, because I actually can't do it from there.
Yeah, no, you can't, can you?
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. Actually, I want my phone on. I want channel points. There we go. I did it. Right. What else does this pair need?
Hold on, I need to make sure that I'm being the correct. I got distracted, no. Hold on, now I'm looking up Pokemon. Yeah, it is Varying.
Can vines get waterlogged? And do we have vines? Because I'm thinking having some vines on there. Give it like a rustic vibe. Your saved Instagram post? It's in there. You found them. We do have vines.
Right.
Only 3.
I'm not a Christian, but I do believe in the power of prayer. For this reason, I keep a little homunculus and a dog crate under my bed, which I have raised as a devout Catholic. Whenever I want something in my life to change, I poke him with a stick until he clasps his grubby little paws together and starts chanting in Latin. His prayers always go through because he has never known sin.
Okay, well...
I love that.
Bad news, we're down to 1 vine, because apparently water just fucking deletes them off the face of the earth.
Go put that on a spruce tree. Like, up high enough that it'll go down. And then we'll start just getting some. It doesn't need to be too high, because we can just then destroy the ones underneath it, and then... Oh, going up with slabs, that's lovely.
See, sometimes it's really satisfying when I get it perfectly.
Yeah, alright.
And then we jump down.
Leaving this lovely pillar of hate.
Ooh, our sugarcane. We've got quite a bit now.
Oh shit, we should probably harvest that. Oh, go breed the cows.
The cows!
There's wheat right there. They haven't been stolen. You can middle mouse click on a seed and it'll put it in your inventory. If you look at that in the middle mouse click. No, like, yeah. Yeah, you see that? It's a little trick.
Oh my
You have to look at the right crop, obviously, so you have to have it in your inventory.
Does that work with, like, blocks as well?
Yep.
I don't have any dirt.
Why do I never use that? I'm not sure if that would give you dirt. I think that would try and give you grass block, so...
No, you still count it as fucking...
Well, that's still seeds. Yeah. Because the block is seeds. It puts the block in your inventory. I feel like I never use that feature. It's like a pretty good feature. Right. Okay.
And then, boop.
Inbreeding has begun. But it's fine.
I was going to make a bad joke then. I'm glad I didn't.
You're into breeding?
No. That's a good joke.
Yeah, it only made sense if I said the interbreeding has begun. Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure if fish... I feel like...
That should be oak.
Yeah.
I was correct all along.
Fair
I always
enough.
am, though. That's just the truth.
Well...
And you won't be able to place it in the wrong orientation, because oak is, like, symmetrical on
Fuck.
2 different ways. Or, like, the cross. It's like, what's up, man? Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
I can drop names.
Probably shouldn't.
I can drop names and vague
Locations.
locations.
Again, the locations you definitely shouldn't.
Oh, fucking...
Whoa, the heavy language is being taken out.
Sorry, guys. I take it back.
That was a good stack of oak logs there. That's going to give you 2.
I didn't want to fucking grab the oak logs, okay?
You want to grab the leather boots? Don't.
I will punch you.
Don't. You still don't have enough, man. It's going to be enough for, like...
That's...
It's 1 away from enough.
No, it's enough.
You need
Fuck!
you need 1 more.
I'm sad.
Oh, we should do a nap stream, man.
We should do a subathon one day.
Yeah, but instead of subs, it's just like I sleep for a while.
and I'll stream in the background.
Galissapod? I don't think I know Galissapod. Which Pokemon is that?
I fully thought you were talking about podcast.
Oh my lord, man. Jesus, that's not a good one. That's the evolution of that tiny fucker. Yeah, Wimpod.
Chat, what do we think? Which is the better pair?
Birchman. It's not even close.
What do you mean?
Vote now, guys.
Can we do a poll?
Yeah, but do you really want to lose the poll and have to destroy that whole thing you just built?
No,
Because the loser obviously has to. You can't do it in there though, can you? Because that isn't logged in.
fucking how is it like /poll?
I could try and log into that again.
Really?
I could try. Maybe it would work this time because it's been a little bit of time.
Unrecognized command /poll. Cool. Chat, how do I do a poll? How do I do a poll?
I thought it was /poll.
Well, it said unrecognized command.
You think it's going to send through this
It
2FA?
might do.
It's not. It's not sending it through.
You can press resend SMS.
Yeah, but it's just going to be like, no. Alright. Well, you're not getting your poll.
Well, never mind.
I mean, I can try and do it from here.
For,
Or we can just go on mod view on Google. Hold up, look at this. You ready for these crazy things? Where's the mod view button?
I don't know.
Neither do I. That one right there.
Nah, mod view.
Fuck off. Whispers activity feed. Vicious unbound predictions.
Chat, feel free to talk in chat as much as you like and tell us.
It's /poll. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why didn't it let me?
Whose
Yeah.
peer is better? Birch. Flex.
No, we're not doing it like this. We're doing
Birch or dance? Duration. Set that shit to 10 minutes.
We're not doing a 10-minute poll.
It's the people have to vote.
Okay, fine.
This
5
is-
minutes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do we allow extra votes?
No, we're not We're not literally letting them pay for voting.
Hello, my two favorite elderly ladies on this fine day. Hello,
Did you
Petra.
click? Did you press escape? No, you didn't. All right. It didn't like have a confirmation thing. We didn't.
Oh yeah, we
There
should
you go.
switch back to that.
How's it going, P? Yo, now watch me fish. Watch me fish. Watch me.
Oh look at what poll you're using. Dan sound like a bit dance if you think about it. Oh, Dan sounds a bit like dance.
Dan dance? Dan dance?
That will be seen exclusively at the club of which we are going to tonight, but cannot stay in stream.
Whoop, whoop.
That's not what the Dan dance is. This is lies. Perpetrated by the right wing.
Yeah, the correct wing. Let's go.
Can you see? Can I come see? Yeah. Yes, it's at the club with tables. You can come see if you can get there from your place. Show me the peers. Okay.
Alright, so this is like the cringe one. This is like the trying too hard.
The pear that looks like a pear.
Is elegant. Alright? It's not, it's, you know.
So you got the birch pear, which is shit, and then you have the big, fancy,
like,
high effort and...
Look at these sleek edges. Look at the off-white colour of it.
Yeah, that looks fucking horrid.
It's like eggshell almost.
And then you got the actually pear-looking pear that looks like a fucking pear.
Yeah, but what's the point of a pear? This represents the desire for infinite growth of capitalism.
No, this represents what the proletariat can achieve by themselves. This is what the bourgeoisie wants you to live off.
This represents
so easy to fall off the birch pear. Exactly, it's easy. It's a safety hazard.
Board. It's got fucking
and it looks
supports.
like a diving board. It doesn't look like a pear. It looks like a diving board.
Oh, fucking give it a rest.
I've got support. And it looks like an ant. It does look like an ant. Wow, Kaz, real mature. Real mature,
The
Kaz.
people are speaking, right?
The people, including you.
The people are speaking.
But yeah, guys, vote in the poll. I will...
Yeah, but vote with your heart, guys. Hell yeah!
No! Take that back!
Yeah.
No!
Oopsie, I'm clicking the end poll button.
No! You're waiting there. Come on. Guys, please. Think... When you think of a pear, what do you think? Do you think of an ant?
See, this is the problem with politics today. Everyone's like, think. Go with your heart, man.
Go with your heart, and your heart
this
is telling you...
This is the fat cats on
you have
Wall
mixed
Street.
feelings. Give me 30 seconds. Okay, so 30 seconds on why you should vote for me is because it's a fucking pear. It's actually a pear. It looks good. I spent time on it. Kaz spent about 5 seconds. I put time and effort and love.
I only need 5 seconds to tell you why my pear is better.
And Kaz just threw that together because they didn't want to stand on a beach a bit. While I put heart and care and giving a shit into mine. While Kaz, just like the disgusting bourgeoisie of today, put his together in 30 seconds and is trying to convince you to vote for it. Can you stop hating on ants? I do not hate ants. I love ants. However, there are better looking ants out there.
Jesus Christ, man. Because it's all about looks for Dan. It's all about surface level. There's no depth, really.
Where's the depth in yours? Mine has depth.
No, yours tries to fucking... the depth isn't there. It's fake, alright? Come and look at this. This isn't real.
Yes, it is. What do you mean it's not real?
It's not even real, man.
What do you mean
You're not
real?
even on the same fucking planet as me,
thank
man.
you for the vote, whoever just voted for Dan's. You're amazing.
No.
Birch pear has depth in the fact it also looks like an ant.
And what are ants? If not, the strongest soldiers of today.
What the fuck are you saying?
Think about it, right? I'm going for that military industrial complex that I always love talking about.
Yeah, because you love it so much.
Because I do, because they're strong, and I go with whoever's the strongest. And this.
And we are
stability.
fucking equal votes.
And, okay, understand. This needs 6
Poll
support.
has ended.
This needs 6
Poll
support.
has ended.
Shit, man, it's equal.
We might have to rerun the poll.
No, don't fucking stop the count me, alright?
The poll's ended.
Don't
what
ask
do you
for a
mean?
recount, man. Jesus Christ! the fuck, man? These are all the Birch supporters coming over here to show their love.
Yeah, which is why they're trying to kill you.
No, because they're passionate, right?
I would have been a tiebreaker, but I didn't vote because I was considering way too hard. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I say we want a 1 minute poll so that way Petra can vote.
I don't know.
Even
Petra, which one are you voting for?
Even Lily, who is on your side, is saying another poll.
Lily's
your supporters
double
wanted
agent,
to.
though.
You're not sure yet? Look.
Well, now you got time to think about it. I gotta go get myself another.
You forgot. We've got people who forgot to vote. We should allow the proletariat to vote, Kaz.
Oh, Dan's did not have luck. By the way, Dan's was also like built by me.
No, it wasn't.
In all the ways that matter. I said the bit about the oak. I said the bit about the oak. And that was
fuck off,
influential.
Man. I built the whole thing.
It was influential. I made you. I'm gonna make it a fucking ass.
Yeah, think of the love that went into mine, Petra.
Love?
Yeah, love.
Love?
Love.
Try raw power. Try amazing.
See, this is how the capitalist would think, in terms of raw power, and that's why you've actually snuck onto the stream as a psyop.
I don't even know the meaning of the. Oh fuck! There's a little guy now. God, man, why are they so annoying?
Is this life or death? It's not life or death, but I will
these
kill
guys
Kaz.
are life or death. Why is there 400 of them?
Don't get Phil's on Minecrafted.
It's fine, he doesn't have golden armor.
You could sleep.
I should, couldn't I? Oh,
Right,
the fun
let's rerun the poll.
Rerun the poll?
Yeah, just
Stop the
because...
count?
Not stop the count, because currently we're at a tie. And that's unacceptable. Let's do this European style where we keep having elections until someone wins.
Oh, European style. Libbed up. Forgot to do it.
/ poll.
Alright. Question. Here. Responses.
Birch.
Responses. Ew, yuck! Oh, okay, not ew, yuck. I'm not allowed to type that.
We're giving you guys 2 minutes on this poll, so vote quickly. Vote quickly and vote with your heart. What can I offer you if you vote for me? 1, a better peer. 2, I am not Kaz. And voting for me is an anti-Kaz vote.
Do you know that Dan loves fascism?
That's not true.
Do you know that Dan loves fascism and honestly a vote for...
A shot of vodka?
You don't have any money. But you know what's lucky for you?
That would be buying votes, and I stand up against corruption. Why is the poll so short? Because we can't do this bit for another 5 minutes.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Oh, you fucker. Well, if I ban you, you can't vote, right?
Fuck off! Don't ban me.
Go do a harvest of the cane.
But yeah, I wouldn't actively buy any of my voters anything because that would be corruption. However, I can promise you a better economic outlook through socialism, and you will have a voice.
Bro, these are literally empty promises, man.
You know what? And I'm not even saying my poll's perfect. If you guys want to add suggestions to my poll, you can add my pin.
You know what they always say, guys?
You can tell me suggestions and I will take them on.
I feel like I need to channel Mohammed right now with asking, did I order a yappuccino? Did I order it? No, I ordered a cappuccino.
Fuck you, man.
I ordered a cappuccino, man.
Guys, vote for me. Basically.
And also the fucking famous saying, bitches love Birch.
No one loves Birch.
It was a tie again.
Are you fucking kidding me? Right, this
No, it's actually over, man. We gotta just keep both.
We've got both.
We gotta just keep both.
We've got both. We've got both.
Why am I planting more? Is the real question.
Why are you planting
How
more?
far will this go?
we keep planting.
This is just investment.
You have a better idea? Build a third one. No, we've built 2 already, man.
No, we need to combine them.
No.
Birch and spruce coming together.
Fight to the end. What if when you give the people a choice, they disagree with you?
So true.
See,
we have a totalitarian.
See, the problem is like we're giving people the choice because we can't decide. It's like why the Tories did the Brexit referendum, because they couldn't decide if they wanted to leave or not. You know.
That's
So
way of looking at that.
so the reason we've put it to a vote here is because we can't decide.
I can decide. I'm pretty good
at
deciding.
I can decide. You can decide. We can't decide together. We have decided. We've come to opposite opinions.
That's some lib shit. Togetherness. Fucking hell, man.
No. Instead, we must stand in solidarity for my peer, the spruce peer.
Why is there so much sand here that falls when I place shit on it?
Why so much sugarcane? Because why shouldn't you have more sugarcane? You know.
It's really important that you just keep planting it.
Yep, forever and ever, until you loop all the way around the end of your island.
Yep.
The funny thing is, I don't think I've actually seen like a concurrent end to our island yet.
Well, I think it's pretty big.
So like, we could be planting sugarcane for a long time. I mean, we've got like this bit where it turns in. Is that all the
Have you been to
sugarcane?
that boat?
I don't know.
Let's take a trip.
If you get lost, you can always follow the sugarcane back as well.
So true. Unless there's just too much of it and then you don't know the direction.
Well, either way, because it's all on the outside, you just follow it.
Yep.
Yeah, and you'd eventually end up back there. Whether it's the quickest route is questionable, but I love how you have to fully stop the boat to be able to eat in Minecraft.
Really
It's great,
man. It's good. I feel like we have been to this one. Surely, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do more adventuring though.
Yeah, we should. Go for another meat trip.
Nah, I'm thinking like sail the 7 seas kind of thing.
Shit, where we going?
Right.
Where we looking for?
I don't know. We'll find it when we get there.
Wow, that's poetic.
But yeah, I think we should go across this ocean.
I will. I'm gonna go dump shit
Ah, that's a fair point.
and make myself like a couple bundles.
Because nothing goes wrong when we go adventuring in any particular direction.
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing.
Can't even see the fucking pit, man.
Well, yeah, we are currently facing the wrong way.
Yeah, but
It's
like.
like the other side
Oh
of the
shit!
hill.
There's more sugarcane. Oh, I don't even want to pick it up.
Just let it
plant
despawn.
It's not like we fucking have what's the word that doesn't mean excess?
Surplus.
No,
Yes?
that's the same word.
Oh. Poverty. Deficit.
Deficit.
Oh, right.
There you go. And that's why Charlotte voted Birch.
Charlotte, you voted Birch? How could you do that to me? No? Oh, thank you.
Literally centrist take.
See, I didn't even have to get him to break it.
Wait,
Just did it.
I didn't want it there. You know.
Go and be honest, you voted Dan. Thank you. That's because it's actually a better fucking build.
Petra, we're not talking for at least a month, which isn't abnormal actually. So, where do I put shit, man? I need a barrel.
Why do you need a barrel? What?
For goods and services.
What do barrels actually like have? Do they have any of? Are they just a different looking chest?
Yeah, they are a full block instead of like slightly smaller, and they can't beat me into double chest.
So a slightly worse chest.
Yeah, but they look sick as fuck, and they cost less than a chest. So.
That's fair.
Smite 5 gold sword. That's all.
But what about Freud?
We boned over him? We did not bone over Freud, thank you very much.
But boning over Freud has some particular images of that shouldn't be accepted. I feel like you need like a bunch of arrows to make them fit though. Like scatter them out.
I can give you 2. I'll give you 3 actually, I can make 2 more. Wait, actually, hold up. I'll do the classic, I'll do the stack of 2, no. And then one on the side. The trapdoor.
Can't believe you boned over Freud.
I did not bone over Freud.
You boned over Freud.
I did not.
You boned over Freud.
No. Feels like you're not quite getting this. That didn't happen.
No.
I wouldn't even say we bonded over Freud.
What did you do over Freud then?
I just helped Petra revise.
Kaz boned over Freud, not you though.
You're warning for something that wild.
That's crazy. Damn, that sucks.
Alright, it's time for Wincest.
Kaz.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Freud here.
Yep.
Can't make it come true.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that the guy who invented therapy also invented incest?
I don't think he perfected incest, let's be clear. He refined it, he did not invent it.
Name one of the cows Freud. Why would we do that? We kill them all as soon as we have enough.
It's like it's like the Oedipus, you know? But it's not Freud, it's your father is one of the cows.
My dad's in chat, man.
Look, I'm not saying your dad, I'm saying the Oedipus complex.
Okay. Can you just call my dad a cow?
Your dad? Yeah, sure, I'll call him a cow. I'll call him worse, man. I don't think we get along.
Right, are you sailing the 7 seas or not?
I'm running around in circles right now, that's what it looks like. I want to get rid of this rod, actually. No, I want to put it in the thing. And I'm going to go take some iron. And yeah, I'll sail those 7 seas. Why have 10 eggs, man?
I said in 15 minutes. We watched the video.
Fair enough.
Ouch. See? Now you
well, not your dad. Petra's dad. Your dad's great. Petra's dad leaves a lot to be, you know, wanted.
Don't worry, Dad. Kaz didn't call you a cow.
No. You're like a cool cucumber. Alright, actually, let's head to bed. No, I would not get along great with your dad. I'd be concerned if I got along great with your dad. I think that... I don't know, man. I get along with a lot of people that, like, I don't really like.
You do.
It's a problem that I have.
You do get along with a lot of people you don't like.
It's... Yeah. Shit, maybe I would get along with your dad. God damn. I don't like that. I don't like thinking about that.
I think we're heading westward because the sun is rising, right?
Nope.
Fuck.
It's close though. It's east.
Oh, yes, close. The opposite.
Sing a sailor song.
Went on a trip to sea. Nope.
What was that?
I can't remember.
What's the one that Tanner always sings? Here you go, this way, that way, forward and backwards, over the deep sea.
Yeah, that's the only lines I know because
Tanner.
Tanner sings them at me
That's
while
life
drunk.
for me.
Oh,
she was at Guardian. There's a temple here.
Ooh. Don't get mining fatigued.
Yeah. That's quite high up, actually.
That is.
That's like really near the surface.
We should turn that into like a prism farm.
Yeah.
XP farm.
And that's not going to be too bad because it's so near the surface. It'll be quite easy.
Well, easy is questionable.
I've made one before. They're really not that bad. You need a shit ton of campfires and like to block up all of the other places that Guardians can spawn in the biome.
What's the one with a crocodile going down a river?
Crocodile?
Or you're going down a river, but there's a crocodile. Or if you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Row your boat. Row your boat gently down the ocean. If you see a crocodile.
Stream, but it's gently down the stream. Don't forget to scream.
Yeah, but we're not going down a stream, are we?
That's another thing, isn't it? Or is that no, that's a Trident voice. Yeah. Lost Sea.
Row your boat gently across the ocean. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream.
What? Skirt.
There you go. I sung a sailor song. I'm sure sailors sung that, and it wasn't just nursery.
No, sailors were the original nurses. Is that people that work at nurseries? Nurserists? Oh, I need you.
Yeah, what do you call someone who works in a nursery?
Like, whatever their name is.
Well...
Like Dave or Mary. Could be. Who do you think is the most likely to work in a nursery of the people we know?
You're saying a nurse, but like... I feel like a nurse has already been, like...
Shit, man.
Claimed by, nurses. But like, a child's nursery. Who works in a nursery? Like, what's that title?
I mean, like, who works anywhere, man? Who works in, like... No, actually, I can't think of a job that doesn't have a name. Shit, man, maybe... I don't know. Right, what do? They look after children.
Oh, caretakers, then. Maybe.
Hold up. Let me think. What's that called?
Caretakers. Or guardians. Well, guardians is more like a replacement parent.
Caretakers, it's not like fucking groundskeeper type shit.
Yeah, maybe. But groundskeeper is called groundskeeper.
Death comes for me.
Right, if you lose all of our stuff in the ocean, that's probably worse.
I know which way to go though.
East.
West.
Fuck you.
Oh shit, that's big.
Oh, that.
We're creating something monstrous.
You can combine that with the Unbreaking Free one, and then you just need to fish a mending book.
Yeah, that's awful though. Fishing a mending book sounds disgusting.
It took Brian like, what, 10 episodes of Hermitcraft at the start of the season?
Didn't just get villagers?
No, he insisted on fishing it first. He was going to fish all of them and then spent 10 episodes fishing one and was like, fuck, I've got one, I'm taking this one, and the rest, I'm just going to buy the rest.
Yeah. They're just so easy to get from villagers is the thing. Like, even without doing
villagers
like,
are a fucking nuisance, man.
Yeah, but you literally need one. And then you just... Well, I guess you could do two. Make one like a Fletcher. Make the other one a librarian. Get infinite mending.
Yeah, but if you want like the other enchantments as well...
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Sharpness.
It's a whole thing, for sure. But like... if you're literally just looking for mending, it's way easier than fishing. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You gotta
definitely.
get really lucky from fishing to be able to get one.
Oh, we're finding
What is
land.
that? Stone.
Oh, but spruce.
Proper hilly that is.
Yeah, sometimes on the
Holy
further
shit,
out.
man! This is sick
Oh my
as fuck.
God. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go in that cave. Oh, there's ice up there.
Oh, we should go up the mountain.
That's really helpful to know that there's ice. I want to make another highway. Just to go like 100 blocks. But like faster blue ice.
You should go skiing. We should go skiing.
You ever gone skiing in like the real life?
No, I was going to with school, but COVID ruined my chance.
I've never gone skiing. I feel like I should go skiing.
A few friends of mine went on a skiing trip
This is a
recently.
sunken portal. Efficiency 5 is insane.
Yeah, but it's gold.
That's gonna break shit so quickly. Is it that enchantments are less effective on gold than it is on diamond?
No, it's more effective on gold. On gold items.
Hold up. I need Lily.
Gold items are the best to be enchanted. They just fucking suck anyway.
I swear efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe is faster. I swear skyblock. I don't know if that's just a skyblock thing.
That's a sky. Nothing on skyblock is vanilla anymore.
No, but efficiency is like literally vanilla. Because it's like it has to be. Because that's how breaking blocks works. Like I swear efficiency 10. Ha fish. That was my attempt at like pretending it was funny. Should I kill this pig or let him live?
We should climb the mountain. I thought abstaining you would choose the less.
Oh, sorry, Tanner. You know, you just slightly too late.
Hi, Tanner. How are
Hey,
you?
T-Bone, are we you coming tonight, right?
You better be. You're
To the nondescript location? No.
Yeah.
Okay, not no to what I said. No to the.
You're uninvited from the Minecraft tea party.
Oh shit, man. Yo, we should have a tea party at some point.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I could make like scones. That's pretty cool. That'd be fun.
We could do that on stream.
Oh, we could.
And then have everyone arrive at the end of the stream like we did the other stream.
Yes, we could.
I thought this might not be great Twitch content because it's actually like proper economic stuff.
We can do some of the more political ones that he does. I watched quite a few of his videos now. Not in any particular order though, so I have no clue. How recent. I think he's very smart.
Since when couldn't I edit my? You can only edit it after like during a certain time. It stops you editing after so long. I feel like he did that to himself.
That was just unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
Oh great! I can actually use this buried treasure map. How nice.
Early happy Mother's Day to you guys, by the way. Thanks. I'm not a mother, but thanks.
Why is it orange?
I don't know. It's just like
Why
that.
is that bit orange? Bro, is our game cursed? Why was that one bit orange? What even? There was nothing there.
Yeah, there is. There's a...
No, it was orange right there. It was on the blue
I don't
bit.
know. You could have saved them. We could have, but...
Sometimes it's cathartic to watch something die.
Yep.
Like a plant or something.
Or a squid.
Could be. Fuck off, man. I'm trying to do a thing. You're ruining the vibes.
There's another one coming.
Oh, you penis, man. Stop with all the text on my screen. Jesus Christ, it's all the... Yeah, come over here, man. No, don't turn into a drown, that's worse. Right.
It's like 9 and 9, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna do the bum trick, though, where it's like 1 pixel of white I'm gonna look. Yeah, 992. Heart of the Sea, that's necessary.
Ooh, my sister's gonna join when she finishes work.
The older sister?
Yeah, older one. The other one, I think, is planning a party today. Well, they might have already planned it. The party is for tomorrow, so.
Should I leave here or should we get back to the house before we leave? I feel like it's going to take a while.
Yeah, let's leave here. That's fine. We'll probably come back to Minecraft anyway.
Alright. Alright, guys. What are we doing? Let's go to the,
BRB.
BRB.
Oh, look at that, the BRB screen. Contact us at comments@whitehouse.gov if you need us while we're setting up stuff.
What we said now?
Kaz, this is your topic.
Yeah, but not really. I didn't give it my all. Like, if.
Second for
Alright.
what? Why is he like that?
Why is Elon Musk like that? Right.
That might be the follow-up video, I can't lie.
And then we go
That's quite
to
funny.
window? Maybe? Was
If
that
it works.
Is it this one?
No, because it's set on the colonialism and fascism.
Yeah, but like, is it working now? F11, and then do this. And then we gotta go to mic is working. Desktop audio? Well, it's not working because it's muted.
Today.
The fuck just happened there, man? Literally, what happened?
He just went now.
What happened?
Okay, welcome back.
Bro, get that guy out of here, man.
Oh,
Get him out! Get him
Get
out!
rid of them. Be gone.
I actually love how they have to spell viewers. You see how many fucking weirdo, like, fonts and shit.
Bye bye.
No, what am I doing? I'm trying to change the volume of it.
Back to Gary's economics. Today we're going to
Do you
talk
have
about.
any timestamps for the video?
No.
Okay.
It's only 20 minutes. We fucking watch ones at like 40.
Yeah, but I had timestamps.
Yeah, it's true.
Elon Musk.
So, this guy, if you haven't heard of him, I don't know if he's going to talk about it in this video because I didn't prepare this and forgot which video this is, but he went to, I don't remember where, one of the Oxbridge places, I think, did like finance for a while, and everyone else that graduated with him went off to be like fucking financial advisors in all these big places, and bankers or whatever.
Capitalists.
And he saw how much they were being paid, and he was like, I could do that, or I could actually try and use my knowledge to teach people in ways that, like, he doesn't talk about things in super like technical ways, which is, I think, really good, and it's accessible. He talks about it in the ways that things are actually happening, in the tangible effects to people's lives. And so yeah, I think he's really smart. He knows how to talk to people on different parts of the political spectrum, which I think is really important.
Where is he?
He's left. He's certainly left, I think, somewhere along like socialist and social democracy side, but it's more about having a better understanding of things so that it can inform your political takes, and you can feel educated and know more about this sort of stuff. So I think it's quite good. So this one is about Elon Musk. I think, let's just look at the date of this. This was 19th January, so around election time, right? Or not election, but inauguration time. So yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Elon Musk is the world's richest man, and he is the owner of Twitter and Tesla, and he has recently made his big entry into politics, supporting Donald Trump aggressively. Donald Trump, of course, won the election. It looks like he will give Elon Musk an official role in the US government, and he has started intervening quite aggressively in politics in a lot of countries, including here in the UK, but also all across Europe, generally supporting the anti-immigrant far right-wing parties. And we're going to talk today about what we can learn from this movement of Elon Musk into politics. So I think the first thing which we can learn about this maneuver from Elon Musk is I think it's a really good...
Where are you seeing the PG tips? How have you spotted them? I don't... I can't see them.
Must have been a different angle.
Demonstration of something which I've been trying to educate, trying to illustrate a lot on this channel, which is that when the super rich
that's it.
get really, really rich, that doesn't not affect you. It has an impact on you.
Fiji tips.
On this channel, we talk a lot about the need to tax the rich more in order to protect living standards, and we often get the pushback, that's the politics of envy, you shouldn't tax the rich, it doesn't matter if rich people get rich, we should focus on getting rich ourselves, the rich being rich doesn't affect us. And this is a really good example of why the rich being super rich does affect you. The rich getting richer and richer and richer, and ordinary people owning fewer and fewer assets, that affects you because the rich are competing for the same resources that you need. There's only a certain amount of things in the economy, only a certain amount of housing, only a certain amount of education, universities, doctors, dentists, physical space in the cities. As the rich get aggressively richer, they start to consume more stuff, and that means less stuff for you. And the way that you normally see that is, for example, housing in the cities gets more expensive. That's because the rich are consuming more, the rich are richer, they can pay more, they push the prices up. But it's not just housing, right? It's the same with, for example, university education, access to doctors, access to dentists, access to space in the cities. You know, you see here in London, we see a lot of pubs closing down, they're being replaced by generally housing. Whereas if you go into the centre of the city, luxury hotels, luxury restaurants, theatres, they're booming, they're doing better than ever. What you're seeing here is the rich...
I saw this a lot in Bristol recently when I went to the place I used to live, which I can say, right? You can say where you used to live.
Sure.
So, like, Knoll Park area, where, and for those who don't know, it has, like, a big shopping centre thing called, like, Broadmead, where there used to be, where I remember growing up, loads of shops, had a big kids soft play downstairs. There was like loads of shops. It had pretty much everything you needed
It's all closed
in
down,
there.
Right?
It's all like officially closing down soon. But I walked in there the other day to be like, oh, I wonder what this big place in my childhood that I haven't seen in like a decade.
Miserable.
And it is an Iceland and Poundland and one bingo. And
it used to have...
Debenhams is another example. There's a massive Debenhams right in the centre of Bristol. Completely closed down. Has been so incredibly closed, in fact, that when I went to the Hippodrome years ago to watch a comedy which include actor Ian McKellen in it, did Gandalf, Magneto, bunch of other roles that like normal people know.
I just don't know actors' names. I've said this.
Anyway, even he was in it, and it was set in the abandoned Debenhams in Bristol, man. Like, what the actual fuck? Like how abandoned do you have to be to get to the point where a fucking famous actor who doesn't live in the city is bullying you?
Skate park? That's yeah.
Yeah. That would be nice when it opens, but it could. But like also that Debenhams has the opportunity to be a community centre. It could be community. It could be a mutual aid centre. It could be a homeless outreach centre. It could be anything to help the city.
They're demolishing a building in the centre of Bristol soon. I don't know if this is true, but they were planning on demolishing a long time ago, but it's tempting
until they figure out what mixed thing it will be. It's going to be student
accom.
It's going to be student
I saw a student accommodation the other day. I was walking past it. Just it's funny the difference in quality of them.
Or like the galleries as well. That's closing down soon to become student accom again. Because you know.
Goddamn Bristol uni students.
Yeah. No, but like. Side point, the University of Bristol is such a fucking grip hold of like...
It really does.
The fucking council, man. Yeah. To the point where like nothing else can be like built up. And this is part of the reason is because when the rich get so incredibly wealthy, they stop investing in community places, which has made them that wealth. Instead, they're investing in fucking, I don't know, rocket ships and shit.
Let's go.
So, students are like 1/3 the electorate, man. It's not the uni. It's the still exploit.
Yeah, exploitation. Yeah.
But even then, it's still like we
And-
are
and it's
losing
not-
these community
Yeah.
assets to a university, which and I'm not blaming the students here. I'm blaming the university that everyone's got, that all the students are going into massive amounts of debt for, just to like fucking walk through the door, and live nearby. So the university's getting rich. The fucking the people who used to own like the big brands that used to be in like fucking the galleries in Broadmead, in Debenhams, they've all moved out because they've gone, we've made our money here, we're now going to invest in an even richer business.
You see that Damaged Society finally closed
down? Yeah, Damaged Society finally closed down after being closing for 7 months because they were just funny. Really wanted to sell the last of the clothes.
Yeah, it was really funny.
But it's fun because they, and that's a consequence of the fucking rich getting richer and taking the money away from communities, away from a city centre.
Yeah.
We are now, Broadmead. It's in a certain part of Knoll that's arguably somewhat inevitable in capitalism itself. It's not good, but there are reasons for it. Fucking. It's a city centre.
Yeah.
There are like you go into the galleries. It's not as busy as it once was, but there are still people around. They
are making a new shopping district actually in Castle Park, I think.
But why destroy a park? We have a shopping district.
They're not destroying the park. They're demolishing the derelict building that's been there for years, but they hadn't done it before that point. Because I think there was like a rare species of bat that was seen there. And because it's a protected species, they couldn't destroy it.
Still, we have a shopping thing already, but because of capitalist exploitation, the rich get richer.
If anywhere, it should be changed to student accommodation. It should be the new place, not destroy one shopping area to build another. The derelict building that was turned to a police station for like a cinema thing. Did you see that? Like the front of it was like a police station, and all of the rest of it wasn't. So that if they got the right shot, it would look like a police station.
Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, that's like the loss of. It's really interesting to see the city trying its damn hardest to modernise the centre. To be honest, I'm sure things would go way faster if they could get other things if they actually had the money. Yeah, the crazy thing is like the government could totally give local councils the money to be able to support these kind of things. It's just fucking Keir Starmer is basically cutting everything.
He's probably going to talk about Keir Starmer in this video. He doesn't like him, so that's this guy's a good one.
Yeah,
we're 2 minutes and 30 in this, so let's get back to it. And
anyway, my point is like fucking like you can see the real effects just by walking into your city, and it's not just a Bristol problem. Mm-hmm. It's seen everywhere.
Competing with you for space, out-competing with you, and the result is you get less space. And the way that you see that is generally the prices of things that you buy going up. And I think with this Elon Musk case, we start to see another example of this, which is the rich are also competing with you for essentially the ownership of your politics, your politicians, and your media. And this has always been the case. It's the case also for economists. So I studied economics when I was a teenager at the London School of Economics, which was...
I was wrong.
Which still is a big elite university here in London. And I got very good grades there, and I had a choice when I went to graduate. Who do you want to work for? Do I want to work for the government, trying to help the economy, trying to support the economy for ordinary people, getting paid 40, 50, 60 grand a year? Or do I want to work managing the money of the rich, getting paid £1 or £2 million a year? And it's not just bankers, right? It's the same for dentists, it's the same for doctors. You know, I went to a grammar school and a lot of my friends are dentists, and they can work in the NHS, or they can do Botox for rich people and they can get paid 3 or 4 times as much, right? But it's also the same for politicians. And I'm always reminded of David Cameron. So I think the Prime Minister of the UK gets paid something like 150 grand a year. I think that's the salary. David Cameron, after he left office, he went to work for a finance company called Greensill, and I think within the first year he made something like £10 million. Now, I want you to ask
It was a big
yourself,
scandal at the time.
why does a finance company pay David Cameron £10 million 1 year after he leaves office? Is David Cameron an excellent trader? Is he an excellent financial analyst? If your politicians are getting paid 100 grand a year, 150 grand a year by the people, and they can also get paid £10 million a year to work for the rich, who do you think the politicians really work for? I'm also reminded of Rishi Sunak, right? You know, Rishi Sunak is a really interesting example because his father-in-law is one of the richest people in the entire world. He's a billionaire. So the money which Rishi Sunak gets to be Prime Minister is absolutely, totally irrelevant to him. But the money that his family will get from his father-in-law, that is clearly, enormously his major financial interest, right? So
it's funny, there's this argument about pay. I think when I first heard about it, I think it was to do with the US Supreme Court and about how much they get paid. And it's the idea, if you pay somebody, if you pay them enough, right, they won't want to get bribed.
Yeah.
Was that was the concept. So let me just look it up a second. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I just skipped it accidentally. US Supreme.
While you're looking that up, I like a lot of arguments for the pay of politicians is like, oh, if we pay them this much, there's enough of them to get by. They don't want to take bribes at that point, and bribery is illegal. So instead of actively doing bribes, they'll instead do lobbying, which is funding political parties and MP candidates, or which is especially in the US, but also to some extent here, although it's less individuals here. Or they'll do some amazing thing. What the media will spin as amazing things for the economy, is cutting taxes to reinvest in the economy. Blah blah blah. We'll stop you from being taxed, and while they cut taxes for you, so you say what was it, £400 a year under Rishi Sunak's tax cuts for most working people. Meanwhile, the top brackets also getting cut loads, so they'll save thousands, but that's not even what we're talking about. What they'll also sneak in is we're also cutting corporate tax down to this. We're getting rid of wealth taxes. We're oh yes, we won't tax this really rich thing anymore.
Yeah. The US Supreme Court, most Supreme Courts can't do that, but the US one is they can do fucking anything because they're insane.
Yeah, but
anything, they'll just be that actually comes into conflict with this amendment.
Yeah.
You can't tax people that much. That's not freedom.
Mm-hmm. But also you also have things so in the US they have big lobbying issues which, while exist here, are smaller. But what happens here instead is generally both Labour and Conservative, or Conservative traditionally and now in modern Labour politicians will go in with very neoliberal ideas, cut taxes for everything, cut benefits for disabled people like Keir Starmer's currently doing because he's a dickhead. Fuck you, Keir Starmer. But ultimately he the reason he's doing that is so that the rich people can get richer, and then when he leaves office, just like Cameron, I suspect might be given a very nice financial job, or a very nice, or fucking Tony Blair went and set up his own think tank for policies in the Middle East.
Which does that and informs fucking every single Starmer decision.
Yeah,
because it's just Tony Blair, but again, and this time the conditions in which it exists is more obvious how bad the effects are.
Yeah,
whereas the sort of early 2000s,
at least the early 2000s had general good
because
economy,
it was a lot of stuff to do with entering the global economy.
Yeah,
which
and also start, at the time the economy was doing better than it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Just generally until 2008 where it all went wrong. But what my overall
it was doing
point
really
is,
well until it didn't.
what my overall point is the bourgeoisie in this country is very good at hiding the corruption that we can see in the US, that we can see in like Russian oligarchs, that we can see in American oligarchs, that we can see in various oligarchical countries throughout the world, in Europe, and also outside sort of like the capitalist imperial core, to like the third world and stuff. And like they're rich people. We can see that and be like, that's exploiting. However, here the rich have got very good at hiding that shit to the point where we don't actively have lobby, occasionally there's like one big lobbying scandal, like there was the Tony Blair one where he took $1 million donation to still allow cigarette ads at like Formula One races.
Yeah.
And he took like $1 million donation for Labour.
Yeah. Anyway, my original point with the Supreme Court is that they're paid. Chief Justice is paid $317,000. The other was $300,000. So basically $300K per year, which is a huge amount of money.
That's insane.
It's an incredible amount of money, and so it's a really funny argument of it being like, if they're paid that much money, they won't want to take bribes, because. Why would you take a bribe for like...
When you're rich already?
Yeah, which would make sense if that's how people viewed money, if that's how wealthy people viewed money, but...
That's how, like, most normal people view
money. Yeah.
That's how I view money, is like, do I have enough? Cool.
I feel like pretty much anybody would be like, do I want more money? Sure. Do I want more perks? Yeah, but like... There's a point at which you stop looking for that, at which you stop like looking for money to improve quality of life and other things, and then there's really, really rich people who that's all they care about, is money and power, and so like it's crazy to suggest that.
But also like, while they might not get cash donations,
Oh yeah.
What was it? One of the Supreme Court justices went on a really nice holiday with a Republican guy who paid for everything. And he went on a real nice, what was it, like a ski holiday or something for like a month.
I mean, I'm just sure it's not like
with a Republican. Thing. Yeah. I think it might be Rick Scott or someone like that. Anyway, and then immediately changed their stance on abortion as soon as the holiday ended, which has now led to the reversal of Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, it's I guarantee you that's not like a one-time thing either. It's the sort of thing that, especially with the protections that the Supreme Court has in America, how like Supreme Court justices do not get removed.
Like
that's not a thing.
You could not take to take out a Supreme Court. You would have to, in a video game, shoot them in a video game, in a video game with a real life gun, but in a video game.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're not going anywhere, and if you can't get rid of them, that means they hold the power forever. And with how powerful the U.S. Supreme Court is, they're effectively dictators of America. America was a dictatorship before Trump.
Yeah, he's just really trying to streamline the process.
Yeah.
When David Cameron knows that when he leaves office he's going to work for Greens and get paid £10 million in 1 year, when he's making his decisions, do you think he speaks to the guys at Greensill who are going to pay him £10 million? So, in the case of doctors, dentists, universities, but also economists, also politicians, you are in a competition. The politicians can make a certain amount of money working for you, and they can make a certain amount of money working for the rich. And when the rich are super, 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 super rich, and your average taxpayer is increasingly poor, it gets harder and harder and harder for you to compete with them. And I think this is the reason why we saw for long, long periods of time really high amounts of corruption in poor countries, because the local people of those countries can't afford to pay their politicians very much, whereas extremely wealthy people in other countries can pay these politicians enormous amounts.
Our country and to the US are those very rich people who are using that to do neocolonialism, which we talked about last stream.
Yep.
So what he's pointing to here is just how neocolonialism works. He's not saying it because he's talking about other things, but just to link that in, that's how neocolonialism works.
Or even traditional colonialism.
Or even traditional colonialism,
in
but
India.
but but we were more obvious with it then because we had a big army. You know, now it's like, hey, relatively wealthy person in this country, how about I give you $10 million and you give me your country's resources? And they go, fuck yeah, that's a great deal for me. And then that means that like another country loses all of its resources, and we'll cover it up by being like, oh, what a humanitarian thing, he's like this philanthropist is giving money to this poor country because they need help, when really it's going to like one guy's bank account, and in fact we're just taking more money.
For sure.
But we parade it around as like a big humanitarian thing when like non-profit organization donates a big amount of money, or a charity donates a big amount of money to like a certain country. Check where that money actually goes, because chances are it's not going to people. It's going to one guy in that country's bank account. That guy may or may not also be the president or high member.
You know, a lot of the time it's not even just like directly into their bank account, but it's funding something that they benefit off of.
Yeah,
it's something that they have a vested interest in. Or it's paying a contract for a company that they own, you know, which I guess is very, I don't know if he's going to talk about it here with Elon Musk, but it's the sort of thing that's happened quite a lot with government contracts in the US, how there's a lot of them that Tesla and SpaceX are now, you know, contracted by the government to do.
Shocker!
It's
Why?
great. And it's just one of those things that is just, it's so ridiculously obvious. They're getting so fucking bold with it these days. Yeah, it's wild.
To basically give the resources of those countries to these wealthy people. And I think this thing which has been happening in poor countries for a long time, you know, if you speak to people from Sub-Saharan Africa, Latin America, a lot of places in Asia, that they've been seeing this kind of corruption for a long time. In the West, we've been relatively protected by that for a reasonable amount of time because we've had a wealthy taxpayer and we haven't had these super wealthy foreign billionaires who can influence our politics. As inequality has increased, the taxpayer, ordinary families have become poorer, the super rich have become richer, and you have basically found yourself in the same situation that Latin Americans and Africans have been in for a long period of time. You cannot compete anymore for ownership of your politicians with the super rich. And I think this is this classic example of why inequality matters for you. Because if you allow the super rich to get even richer and you allow the middle class to lose their assets, they will increasingly outcompete you for the things that you need. And that includes your politicians, and it includes your media as well. It includes your media as well. Now, if we consider the media, if you work as a journalist, you need to be paid. Most people need to be paid. They've got to pay their rent, they've got to pay their bills. There's two ways you can be paid as a journalist, right? You can sell journalism, sell news to the people, or you can sell your services to the rich and say, if you pay me, I will sell stories that promote the ideas that you want to promote. And, you know, if you are an American watching this channel, you'll be very aware of where that ends up. You end up with extremely biased media. Their job is not to tell you the truth. Their job is to sell a certain story for you because they get paid by very rich people who want you to believe certain things. So this is the effect of inequality. This is the effect on inequality. And this Musk thing makes it really, really clear how inequality affects you. If you allow the rich to get really, really rich, to get really, really powerful, they outbid you for control of your politicians. They outbid you for control of your media, and they outbid you for access to your resources. And then what you get is politicians who don't care about you, media who lies to you, and the inability to access resources, which includes things like food and housing. And where does that lead us? As soon as Donald Trump won the election, Tesla stock price doubled. Tesla stock price doubled. Why did Tesla stock price double when Donald Trump won the election? Because traders think that Donald Trump is going to use taxpayer money, your money, if you're an American, to give to Tesla and to give to Elon Musk. That is what inequality does. Inequality gives the rich the power to directly access your tax dollars. That is the end result. That is why you need to care about inequality. That is why you need to care about the distribution of wealth. That is why you need to care about the distribution of power. Okay, so that's my first point done. Elon Musk makes it really clear that inequality affects you in a material way. The second point, I wanted to talk a little bit about Elon Musk's support of far-right parties across the world. When I say far-right, what I mean is anti-immigration parties. I know some people don't like the term far-right. Why is Elon Musk supporting anti-immigration parties all around the world? And to me, this...
Guys, us people, let's stop paying taxes. I don't have a moral disagreement with you really that much. I mean, your taxes still by majority would go to funding schools, even if the capitalists entirely controlled the thing. It would go to funding schools, building up roads, going to hospitals still. If you look at the American budget, even under Biden, I don't know if Trump's is out yet, but under Biden it was still like by majority being like the healthcare and science development and lots of military, true, but so you would still be actively hurting those institutions if you didn't pay taxes. Also, the police will get you. It's HMRC, they're on that shit. It's kind of hard for you to dodge taxes. It's easy for the rich people to dodge taxes. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, like to a certain extent, that there are genuine good reasons why you should pay your taxes. They do go to things like funding schools. Oh, you meant US people? Yeah, I mean, one fucking IRA will still get you. They'll hunt you down and just smack you in jail. So maybe still pay your taxes.
The IRS.
IRS.
Not the Irish Republican Army.
Not the Irish Republican Army.
I don't think the Irish Republican Army have a vested interest in you paying American tax. But I don't know,
But what my point is I can't stop everyone. That is true. If everyone stopped paying taxes, however, once again, rather than just stop paying taxes, why not unionize, organize, stand together, create new political institutions and revolution, or just get democratically elected with through the Mao principle of political power comes out of the barrel of a gun in a video game, or get voted in if that's possible. Mr. Boswell is very scary. I'll show you photos of me taking shots of him later.
Fair enough.
Well done. But no, I know you're joking, Tanner, but there is a lot of people who do say let's not pay our taxes. It doesn't get like that is a serious sort of generally more anarchist sort of point of view of not all anarchists, of course. I'm not saying this is, but like there are people who hold that opinion of why should I pay taxes when it goes to
represent that argument in the way that people actually mean it is it's not that taxes are the problem, and it's not like taxes are being misused in the sense that like nothing is being done right with them, or even the majority isn't. It's the idea of when like workers go on strike. It's not that they hate everything about their job and they think they should be paid 10 times as much, and all the working conditions are all wrong. It's that there are fundamental things that need to be changed, and that those fundamental things are not being changed in the current system. So something has to be different, i.e. a strike or a refusal to engage in that system.
Yeah. I understand that. I'm just pointing out the fact that like not paying your taxes will mean schools and hospitals and shit will get less money.
But
because they're all...
That's the same thing with an argument against like nurses' strikes being like, if nurses go on strikes, it could increase their pay and working standards, but it also mean that people don't get the healthcare that they need to survive. Yes. It's like, it's important to understand the nuance of the argument. I think your side is incredibly important to be like, things aren't just this quick solution and there's no side effects and it's all happy days. But I don't think that you shouldn't do something just because it has a negative side effect. It's more that if you have a political belief and you are willing to follow that political belief into believing it's going to cause political change by taking a certain action, then that's your decision to make whether that action is worth it.
Yeah,
you know?
I fully get that, and I mean, my main point is generally you will go to jail if you don't pay your taxes.
Yeah,
that shit is fucked up.
That's whether it's worth
you
it
know,
or not. But you're making that decision, you know.
You know, if and sure if we did en masse sort of boycott style, no one files their taxes for a month, wouldn't work here in Britain because most people's taxes are taken out of their paycheck already. But before you even get it, but like in America where they do force everyone to personally file their taxes because for some fucking stupid reason. They'll have their if everyone in America didn't pay their taxes in protest for like a month, like sure they're not going to arrest people en masse because that would be arresting the entire population.
But it would have a knock-on effect.
And it would have a knock-on effect.
Again, I think that's kind of the point. It's the sort of it's the idea of a strike or a protest. It's not. It's to be seen. It's you know.
But once
it's disruptive.
Yeah. Yeah, but also organising that on a mass scale.
I
practically fucking possible.
Personally, it is not a sort of line of politics that I'm interested in going down because I have not been shown proof that it is effective. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, also, how the fuck are you going to get an entire population not to pay their taxes for like a month? Or a week or a year?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I don't...
Like you can get a group of workers to strike because they're all doing the same, because they're all in one union doing one thing.
You have to understand, it's the same sort of conversation that needs to be understood about unionising. In certain places, there's a risk in unionising.
Yeah.
You know, you have to understand that. It's not something that you can go into being like, this is going to make my standard of living better, guaranteed, and there's going to be no problems there. You could get fired. You could try and take that to court and lose. You could there's a lot of ways in which your life could be negatively affected by it, or other people's lives could be negatively affected by it, especially if you're getting more people to unionise and it doesn't work out for any of you. However, it's taking that into account and seeing that is it still necessary to go down that route? I believe so. I believe it is a necessary thing. Whereas in this, I don't believe it's a necessary thing. So, yeah.
But yeah, overall, pay your taxes mostly for your own safety.
Yeah.
It's really, really obvious why he comes in and supports that. And I want to talk a little bit about it because I never hear this discussed really in the media. So, on this channel, I talk a lot about, and I have been talking a lot about for a long time, the fact that the economy is going to keep getting worse. Living standards will keep falling. It will be difficult for you to get financial security, to get good quality housing, to get good quality jobs. And because inequality will keep rising, that will keep getting worse. And I think when I first started saying that, you know, and I first started betting on this back in 2011, that was a really not popular opinion. There was a general sort of consideration that the economy was getting better and it would recover and it would get better. Now, as I say this in the beginning of 2025, I think it's becoming increasingly obvious to people who are watching that that is what is happening. The economy is on a structural downtrend. Things are going to get worse and worse. And as that...
I don't know whether this is just the circles that I operate in, but I don't think I know a single person who is, like, optimistic about the economic future of the UK.
That's entirely because all of our friends are radical fucking
Like,
communists.
you ever talk to, like, even adults and, like, parents, friends and shit that are like that? Like, I don't know. I feel like there is a... maybe it's just British pessimism in general.
Yeah,
that, like, we are just a country of pessimists. But, like, I don't see any sort of, like, feeling of, like, oh, this is temporary. You see it in politicians, but I don't even see it in, like, even necessary, like, news outlets or... And I do read, like, a lot of right-wing news.
Hazel's here.
Hey,
Hi,
Hazel.
Hazel.
I guess it's a question for you, Hazel, because you
No,
don't...
that's a very post-Gen X perspective. That's fair. Yeah, I a lot of boomers, I'd say, are probably, like...
Bro, boomers are nearly all fucking dead at this point, man. We're losing.
They're like 60,
They're
man.
not 60.
Boomers
They're like
are 60.
they're 70. They're getting to like their expiry date.
No, that's like.
Bro, boomers are baby boomers, right? Post-war.
Boomers.
Well,
age. How old is a fucking boomer?
How old is it?
No, 46 to 64.
Yeah, they're post-war.
Never mind. Well, okay, but even then, that
Like 80.
Currently that's still like a considerable part of the.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that they're not. I mean, it's a morbid message, but they're on their way out. But the boomer, the amount of political sort of effect that they have is.
I mean, we currently got an aging population. It's actually growing.
Well, boomers aren't growing.
Oh no, but like old people.
Old people, yeah, sure.
Even then, like Gen X as well is like generally, they generally think more status.
Boomers are multiple.
They're performing osmosis.
Man, yeah.
But like older people generally are more like that. This is part of the reason why they're much more lenient.
I talk to a lot of old people though, like in the stuff that I do, and again, yes, the stuff I do is political, and so
like,
it is inherent.
You're in like socialist circles,
but like, it's not even when these people are socialists, or it's not even when I'm in sort of political activity. It's still. They have this sort of like, even the sort of more happy ones, because there's a big difference between the sort of chipper old person and like my best days are behind me and I live in pain old person.
Yeah, that's true. There are differences.
But even the happy ones, man, they just don't seem to have like. Yeah. They the only sort of optimism they have for the future is the optimism that like there's going to be systemic changes, like big things are going to have to change, not that it's going to suddenly just start all getting better.
Maybe the working class is your bias. Your bias view.
Yeah, I don't.
We only care about the working class view. We don't care for the bourgeois view outside of how we can use it to defeat them. You'd laugh, but that's my point of view.
I try and connect with everybody, and I don't really have like a sort of my team, your team view, but I understand it. Let's keep watching.
That happens, it creates an obvious tension in politics, which is that people do not want to accept a situation where their family gets poorer every generation. People don't want their kids to be poorer than they are. People don't want their grandkids to live in poverty. And people demand change in politics. And I think whilst a lot of these kind of old school politicians cling on to this hope that we can keep going the way we're going, it's becoming increasingly obvious to anybody kind of half smart that people are going to increasingly demand some kind of change. What that means is we're kind of already in a situation now in our society where there has to be a discussion, and there is already a discussion about where do we go? How do we change things? And I think in the next 10 years probably, maybe sooner, you will see a significant change in the way our politics is run, what politicians offer and what people demand. And that is because the status quo is increasingly obviously not working for most people. So if you're somebody like Elon Musk and you are the richest person in the entire world, you're going to look at a changing world and you're going to look at people that are demanding different things. You're going to look at people like me who are demanding less inequality, higher taxation of the rich, lower taxation of ordinary workers. And there's an obvious reflex reaction for somebody like Elon Musk where he says, well, I don't want to pay higher taxes. So I want to avoid this outcome of higher taxes on the rich. So you need to tell a different story. And I think it's already really clear what the big alternative stories are. Our story, which is getting bigger, the reason you're getting poorer is because of the super rich. You need to tax the super rich more. But there's one story which is much bigger than that, which is the reason you're poor is because of immigrants. The reason you're poor is because of foreigners. And if you are Elon Musk, you're looking out there in the world of new alternative economic ideas. Which one of those ideas do you want to win?
To the point of the culture wars.
No, I would like to make it clear. I think a sensible billionaire would probably realise it's economically destabilising to keep inequality growing more and more. But most billionaires don't think like that. They just don't want to pay higher taxes. They want to keep getting richer. They're kind of obsessed with it. That's why they get rich. So what are you going to do? You are going to financially support the idea that immigrants are the problem. And I think sometimes people think that I'm some sort of super pro-immigration guy. I'm not a super pro-immigration guy. I recognise that it is massively in the interests of the rich to tell you that the problem is immigrants. Because if you don't think the problem is immigrants, you might work out that the reason you're getting poor is because of the super rich, and they don't want you to know that. So this is the situation that Elon Musk is in. He's going to support that. And it's, the truth is, and something that increasingly worries me, it's not just Elon Musk who's going to support that. You know, other super rich people are going to support this idea because they realise that hatred of foreigners and hatred of immigrants is the main thing standing between them and high levels of taxation, and they don't want to pay more tax. So they're going to fund it. They're going to fund these ideas, and more money is going to flood into that. If inequality keeps increasing and keeps increasing and keeps increasing, living standards will get worse and worse and worse and worse. It will be extremely destabilising, and it will destabilise an economy which already provides unbelievable levels of luxury to the rich and the super rich. I don't think this is the right thing for billionaires to do. You know, there's this story, I don't know how true it is, that the reason that the French cut off the heads of the rich and the English didn't is because the English super rich accepted they need to give a bit back. And they gave a little bit back to ordinary people. They increased living standards of ordinary people. And apparently that's why we still have a royal family. And the French royal family are all dead. I think a sensible billionaire would accept that if they stop inequality from increasing, we can stabilise this fall in living standards.
It's this guy, he's Gary's Economics. He's getting quite popular recently. He's been doing the rounds, like a lot of different talk shows. He's a economist. I think probably, yeah. I'd imagine so. He's an economist that left wing, but talks a lot to centrist and right wing people in a way that I think actually, I believe it works. I don't have proof of that, but it's he sells a sort of almost populist idea in a way that isn't aggressively populist, which is, I think, the problem with a lot of he used to be one of the most successful traders in the world. Okay, yeah.
Oh, is this the guy you were telling me about, Dad?
That's funny. I've only started watching his stuff recently. I saw people in the comment section of a video talking about him. Yeah. And I was like, I gotta go check this guy out. I find the way that he approaches problems effective, because it's not just about telling you. It's not overloading you with stats. It's not overloading you with, like, this is the way to think. It's explaining a story in a way that I think helps people to see, you know, what's really happening. So that's, yeah. I'll try and find some other stuff from him another time if I see anything good. No, I'll keep watching him. I know he did some stuff with Jimmy the Giant. I have mixed opinions on Jimmy the Giant. I think that
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, it's Charlotte, yeah. I think that it's just, I think he's good. I think he's just a very sort of straightforward way of talking about something. We do like him. I like him. I don't know about it.
I'm yet decided. I like what he's saying, but I'm not sold on his conclusions yet. But we'll see, because he hasn't reached his conclusion.
Yeah.
And they can protect their own situation. But the fact is, most super rich don't think like that. They very simplistically want to keep their taxes down. I wanted to talk a little bit about where that puts these guys, people like Musk, who are funding and increasingly funding anti-immigrant political parties, anti-immigrant ideas. Because what is interesting is, it is in their interests for people to hate foreigners and for people to hate migrants and for people to think that migration is the key problem. But it is interestingly also in their interests to keep migration high, because what these guys primarily need is for you to hate migrants and for you to think migration is the problem. And the best way for them to achieve that is to have loads of stuff in the media saying migrants are the problem, and also to have really high levels of immigration. Because if immigration is really low, first of all, it will rapidly become clear that that didn't stop the economy from getting worse. But secondly, it's a lot easier to get people to hate migrants when there's loads of migrants coming all the time. And that is why you see Trump in this really interesting situation where he's simultaneously funding anti-migrant parties and arguing that we need to have high levels of immigration in the US. And it really, really reminds me of what the Conservatives did. The Conservatives.
So the thing he's talking about there, I forget, I don't know if you know the name of it, it's like the H1 visa or something like that. You know the one I'm talking about? It's like the high skilled workers visa.
It's like gold visa or some shit.
Anyway, so there was this massive fracture in the American right sort of last month, where a lot of the anti-immigrant factions were all like, we need to increase deportation, we need to make sure white people are the ones that are working here, and all these rhetoric you've heard from the right wing 1,000 times before, all fascistic and horrible. But then you have this sort of technocrat element, which are like, hold up, most of our workforce, and especially the workforce that we pay the least, is
immigrants.
Mm-hmm. And this idea of high skilled immigrants.
That's like, I think, I'm not entirely sure if this is actual stat, but like 70% of, at least before the election, was like of the American agricultural force was African Americans and immigrants. Wonder why? Because famously, there's nothing to do with any connections to plantations in America.
I wonder if they've paid fairly, Dan.
They weren't. They by and large paid less than minimum wage or nothing, because a lot of the time it was used as punishment for a crime, which in America is still legal.
Yeah. Slavery is still legal in America. Make sure to remember that when you think. I mean, it's another thing. Like, there's more slaves now in the world than there ever has been. Which is a horrific thing to consider. Just the idea that there's all of these things. I mean, it's the same idea with like stuff like colonialism, that we think these are horrors in the past, and the more that you look at it, the more that you see that they just have got better at hiding it.
Yeah,
it's not like it doesn't exist. It's just it's in a different form, whilst we celebrate the ending of the original form.
Yeah, it's
and
like
we look at how nice it is that we stopped doing this thing, guys.
We've like, last month was Black History Month, and sure, in some leftist circles I saw some people talking about like how like we haven't actually ended slavery, or how the like economic mistreatment of like black communities today, but in America and in the UK, but in most liberal sort of centrist sort of non-biased perspectives, that wasn't brought up at all. That's not a question. That's like, oh, it's a here is our history, and that is the history, and it all ended when Martin Luther King said he had a dream, and nothing has gone wrong.
History
since.
Ended after Martin Luther King. Did you know that? There's been no more history.
Famously, it was said by neoliberals right after the assassination of Martin Luther King, where they went, "We are at the end of history," and also at the end of the USSR, and.
I mean, like, it goes back to the points that he's saying of like the people in control of the media are the people with with the contracts, so the people paying the bills.
This is where I think I'm going slightly. I'm sort of. He hasn't actually said this yet, but where I think I'm going to slightly disagree with him, where he's coming at it from like a social democratic perspective, where he thinks, oh, if we come together and vote and sort of we can take back control. I fundamentally just disagree with that.
I think that's not the purpose of him.
I get that.
I think that might be what he's saying, but the way that I see it is that there is a significant, if not vast majority part of the population that will never accept at face value the idea of a revolution.
I'm not saying revolution. I'm just saying like organising and creating new political institutions through that. That's generally sort of my answer.
The thing in politics that I value, in politics that I value is that I don't think that I have all the answers, and I don't think that I ever will. But what I see is the purpose of individuals and the purpose of movements to provide value in a situation. And when I look at someone like him, I don't think his arguments are speaking over more radical leftists. I think they're speaking to people that do not see reality.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's why I think it's important.
Personally, I think Kaz has all the answers. Kaz, how do we?
I've been hiding them. I actually don't want to tell you.
How do we save the world?
It's a secret, man. It's a secret. I don't know. I'm shy. I don't want to. You know.
But no, I get what you mean. I
agree with you. I don't think that he wouldn't share some of my beliefs in the sort of
No, I'm loyal to Karis. That's also fair. I don't want to argue with Karis ever.
I don't think I ever have, and I don't think I want to. Oh, you know what? At Karis's last party, no, because you weren't really like hanging out with us. We got in a bit of an argument. Not me and Karis. It was me, the other Dan, and Karis, and I originally was on Dan's side, and then I saw Karis get angry at Dan, and I switched so quickly, man. I was like, "There's no way I do not want that." So yeah, again, I have no backbone.
No, you really don't.
No, especially not in interpersonal conflict, man. Who cares?
Genuinely, the amount of times where like I fucking hate having strong opinions where other people around me are disagreeing, where I know you have the same opinion as me, but you won't fucking stand up.
No, I'm a bandwagoner, man.
Honestly, you fucking.
This is the unfortunate.
Socially, you are a social backstabber. Socially, you are a centrist.
I'm Judas. Yeah.
You are Brutus. You're Judas. You are a centrist. As soon as
and I have no interest in changing that.
This
is why we were talking earlier about how I get along with so many people who I genuinely don't like.
It's because you don't stand up to them in any way.
Well, no, but that's not even true, though, because that's the weird thing, is that I do, but it's in like I'm not combative in the way that, like, I talk to people often, and I'll always make sort of, like, disagreements into a sort of, like, back and forth, and it's fun.
What pissed me off the other day was when I'm outing you publicly.
Chill, man, I don't care.
Was when I was arguing against like vampires paedophilia.
Yeah. Which I agree.
Publicly
I think we talked about this last stream.
And we come on stream next time after everyone in that party was disagreeing with me and being like, oh no, it's fine, it's just a story, who cares, when I was like, 200-year-old vampires shouldn't be in schools. This fucker was like, actually no.
Hey,
was like fully agreed with me. Didn't say a thing.
The vibes were not here for an argument, man. The vibes were here. And look, you can't have an argument against one person because that's bullying. So if I didn't take your side, the thing stopped, and it did. Nobody then argued. It was chill. We got to talking about other stuff.
Dickhead. Absolute dickhead. Anyway,
I don't know.
Point is, you're a social backstabber.
Yeah.
Capitalism's evil. This guy's quite cool. He holds he holds value. He holds value.
Let's finish up this video and then a couple minutes left.
Did when they were in power. So the Conservatives, and I think this is the smartest thing they did, and I'm surprised in a way that they've got people smart enough to do this. The Conservatives really fought hard to have a specific kind of migrant kicked out of the country, which was illegal migrants coming over in small boats. At the same time, the Conservatives did Brexit.
Are you really a leftist if you wouldn't hire Dan Frank if there was a little argument with the Nazis? If you wouldn't hire Dan Frank around Nazis, then you're not a fucking... You're not
I'm confused. What is the...
Tanner, what's your point here?
Tanner, I don't understand.
Well, what's your point? Because, you're not a leftist if you wouldn't hire Dan Frank. Oh, well,
no. No. Okay, all right. Let's make this clear. Okay, there's stakes to this, and I see conversations and engaging, socially, as any other sort of interaction where it has stakes, and if I don't think those stakes mean that an argument is going to be the beneficial outcome of a situation, I'm not gonna have an argument.
If I was getting hate crime, would you join?
Yeah, sure, I do. It depends what hate crime, man. For being like queer, probably I can do that. I could be on that. Yeah, but no, I wouldn't. Again, there's if the stakes were what.
See, that's the difference between me and you. I am willing to go tooth and nail on every argument every single time with anyone.
Yeah, but I get results,
I get results.
Sure,
I win.
Sure. That's not I'm not looking for victory. I'm looking for outcome. Post-structuralism. I've got to look that up. I don't think I've heard that.
Let's finish the fucking video.
Oh, sorry. Let's finish the video.
The UK has to accept EU migrants. There's a degree to which the UK doesn't control the level of legal immigration. After Brexit, the UK can choose how much legal immigration it has.
One fact about... Thanks. I didn't even want to finish the video.
Yeah, we didn't want to finish the video.
I honestly wasn't even interested. Alright. What do we got here? We've got...
Who do you want? You've got...
Let me send the link in the... No, I can't.
No.
Wait, hold on.
We've got Phoenix, we've got Adrian... So someone with a W and an M at the start of their name. Who has a W and an M at the start of their name?
Alright, that's the link if you want to go find your section. What? How would you have both?
We can have a look.
Bro, I don't even see either.
I
do not even see either.
Neither are there. Tanner, give us a pope. With an M. There's no one with an M at the start of their name.
I mean, Hormistus?
Hormistus is the closest.
We looked at that one, didn't we?
Maybe. To be fair, I feel like it won't be long till we start circling back on these guys.
Yeah, alright. Well, we'll look for Hormistus then.
What did Hormistus do?
So he was, papacy,
Benedict the Ninth.
Benny 9.
Benny 9. We can do Benny 9. It is not that long of a fucking thing. You can just scroll down.
Benedict 9.
Right.
Alright, this dude. He was born in 1012.
Well, I'm not going to try to say that word.
Theophylactus of Tusculum.
In Rome, and was the Bishop of Rome and the ruler of the Papal States between the periods October 1032 and July 1048. Does that count as a fact yet?
No, it's gonna be something fun.
So something juicy.
Yeah, some goss. Oh, hold on. Benedict IX Roman scandalous. A factional strife continued. Ferdinand Gregorvius wrote that in Benedict, it seemed as if he had a demon from hell in the disguise of a priest, occupied the chair of Peter and profaned the sacred mysteries of religion by his insolent courses. Horace K. Mann called him a disgrace of the chair of Peter. Pope Victor III, in his third book of... what is that? Dialogues. I know how to read. Referred to...
He could demon me up.
His rapes, murders, and other unspeakable acts of violence and sodomy. His life as a pope was so vile, so foul, so execrable that I shudder to think of it. So this
Tanner,
guy...
you said that too early. You should have waited a moment before saying that shit.
Yeah. Calm yourself, mister. Calm yourself, mister.
So he...
Not a nice guy. There's your fact.
He's very controversial.
Well, yeah, I guess, we don't know if this is true.
Yeah.
We don't know...
Pulls out ukulele. that apology video was still one of the best bits of YouTube ever.
Alright, we're finishing the video. We're not redeeming any of your shit until we're done the video now.
The Conservative Party basically had complete power over the vast majority of migration, illegal migration is only, I think, 2 or 3% of overall immigration. 97, 98% is legal migration, which they could have reduced, but they didn't. They did this really interesting thing of really aggressively trying to stop this really small kind of immigration that they couldn't actually stop.
Which didn't work, let's be clear.
Didn't work,
Didn't
and Keir
work.
Starmer's doing the same policy now.
Yep. Doesn't matter what you redeem, we're not doing it until the video's
And
done.
massively increasing the number of visas which they gave legally to non-EU immigrants. It was like super, super smart. They managed to simultaneously portray themselves as the party of low migration, whilst massively increasing non-EU migration to the country. And I think this kind of shows you, in a way, what the correct tactical play is from the billionaires. Tell you to hate migrants and make sure there's tons of immigration, because that makes you hate people, that makes you hate immigrants. And I think that the final thing that we learn from Elon Musk is basically how important it is for billionaires that you guys hate each other. So what I try to do on this channel is to make it clear to you that the reason you are getting poorer is because inequality is rapidly increasing. If you don't stop inequality rapidly increasing, you will keep getting poorer. The only way you can really protect yourselves is by working together as a mass of not super rich people and using that political power. That only works if you guys don't hate each other. And every week I put these videos out and I get people in the comments saying, that's never going to work, people are never going to work together, tell me how I can protect myself, tell me what I can do, give me trading tips, tell me how I can protect myself. Rising inequality,
You can, your boss is not necessarily part of the same political class as you. You can hate or you can dislike individuals or hate them or dislike their actions based on moral principles, no. But it's I think sometimes what people don't see is like the value of hate and like that anger, what it does, and what it pushes and where it goes. And people just see it as like an emotional response, and then, you know, it's chaotic and it does whatever it wants to do. But it's calculated on a mass scale. Hate is a calculated commodity.
Yeah. Also, a lot hate one is taught, like if like hate has always been taught. No one's born hateful. No one very few people even grew up hateful, I'd say. I think a lot of the time it's just there is so much political media, and almost all of it has either previously or is currently coming from the top, from the bourgeoisie. For a lot of like liberal capitalists like to pretend that like, oh, it's while the UK riots were happening, there was a lot of discourse about that like a lot of liberals or like slightly left sort of people were basically saying very sort of classist things about the rioters, sort of pointing out the fact that they were typically poorer or less educated, while however what that does is one, it's straight up classism, which is just fucking rude. But two, it's understanding why this class, which has no reason to hate this group, actually is because they've been misled and lied to by those in power. The people in power have gone.
I think that hate is a reaction to something being missing from your life.
Yeah.
And that's not like a sort of like, you know,
and
spiritual or philosophical level. It's like an actual, like, you don't have access to food or running water or heat or social circles where you feel like you're part of a community. If you don't have these things, you will feel like you're missing something, and you will have to have that response of frustration. And the thing is that if you put people in these situations, you build.
I think that hate is the way to enlightenment. We should all hate more.
Thanks, Hazel. Thank you. But like it's a natural response, and it's going to happen if you force people into worse situations, you increase the amount of hate. And I think that happens globally. I think that's something that, like, when we say, like, oh, the conditions create, like if you look at war or you look at terrorism or anything like that, and you're like, these people exist because of the conditions that they were raised in, that those conditions are controlled and those conditions are calculated. And when we look at this and we look at the riots, as you were saying, those conditions are created in the sense of the people know what they're doing. They know how to use this hate. And like he's saying, if you hate each other, you're not going to... And, you know, it's the division of class. It's or divisions within class. I think that, like, just discomfort and hate has really been on the rise. And I don't know whether that's... I'm young and I've not seen the world for decades and decades and decades. But it just feels like more and more you're getting these stronger divisions because people are so... Or maybe it's more in the West than anywhere else because that's what I see the most. But people are just so uncomfortable with the way that they live that it has to go somewhere.
I think a lot of it is sort of... like, as I was saying sort of before and connecting to your points, is like the hate will always exist to some extent as long as people are suffering. If you're suffering, you're going to hate people who aren't suffering. That's just
hate's just discomfort.
It's effectively just extreme discomfort. It's, you know, however, what the rich people, what those in power, the people who arguably have the thing you want the most, that arguably would make most sense to hate, not saying you should, but would make most sense to hate in this situation, they then have the power and ability to effectively lie to you, lie to the working class, lie to everyone who is suffering, and go, actually, it's foreigners, actually, it's gay people, actually, it's immigrants, actually, it's people who look like this, actually, it's previously it was the Irish in like the 1800s and in Jewish people, and now
believe me, that hasn't gone anywhere.
No, and now it's refugees and immigrants and and stuff like that, and
what the fuck is going on in the chat? By the way,
what the fuck are you guys on about?
Sacrificing somebody?
You're sacrificing. Yeah, guys, don't sacrifice each other. Jesus Christ. But
yes, Hazel.
Yeah, guys, everyone calm down. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But what my point is instead of looking at that hate,
no, you should not start doxing again,
no,
Hazel.
Jesus Christ. Hazel, I will ban you.
We've already had enough of that this stream and all other streams. Our VODs are a problem.
Anyway. Anyway, what my overall point is hate will exist no matter what. That is an inevitable fact of life. Is as long as people are suffering until true communist and utopia is achieved, hate will exist. That's just a thing. However, it really depends who that hate is against. Is that like I will fully say I hate the fact people suffer. I hate the fact that there is suffering in the world. It sucks. I hate it. You know. I strongly dislike those who are responsible for the suffering, such as Elon Musk, such as Donald Trump, such as Keir Starmer, such as the bourgeoisie.
I mean, I don't think it's against TOS to say you hate these people, because it's not. Hate is not like a.
I hate these people.
Yeah, it is.
These are either fascists, neo-fascists, neoliberals, neoconservatives, who all are united under the goal of making sure you don't have what you want or need, and that a very, very small portion of the population do, and fuck you if you ask for anything else. And my response to that hate isn't to be like blame foreigners, because it's not their fault. They're suffering just as much as me or you or the homeless guy down the road, or far more.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. We have this problem. We have the people in power who are causing who claim to solve these issues, but are really actively causing them. I hate them. So let's organize against them. Let's educate ourselves on how they do it and why they do it, and work out what the fuck to do next. Because while I'd probably lean towards the more revolutionary side of politics, personally, I think that's the longer capitalism continues, the more inevitable eventual revolution becomes, as has been seen throughout history time and time again. As people suffer, some people will take to the streets. When enough people take to the streets, a revolution happens.
When people suffer, there's going to be hate, and you're not always going to be able to direct that hate where you want it. It's going to be a moment where that falters, and that's usually where there's enough hate that it's directed in multiple directions. It's like whenever there's a revolution, it's not like those people, those revolutionaries, are, the epitome of like moral excellence.
Yeah,
they'll have problems. They will be people that have wrongly informed opinions, usually about certain social groups. Look at like early Che Guevara, like his diaries that were found, like when he was younger.
He
was fucking racist, he had problems, and that's because
Fidel Castro was not a communist till after the revolution. His original government was actually very conservative to try to appease to American values, but because America went, "Fuck you, nerd,"
that's a concerningly similar sentiment. That when the situation isn't right, when somebody's not giving you the response,
they'll go, okay, fine. He then was like, okay, well, he said, well, fucking Kennedy went, fuck you, nerd, to me and tried to kill me 600 times. I'm going to work with the communists now.
Anyway, my point is that like when people have enough hate that they do something about it, when it's passion, when it turns into that, and it turns into that sort of revolutionary mindset, they are not sort of like absolved of all of their other problems. So like these revolutions and these extreme demonstrations will happen, and they will be problematic, and they will have to have a constant level of self criticism and like that sort of critical thought of like, what are we doing?
This is why a lot of more Marxist thought talks a lot about like unity and revolution. Like Lenin said, it should be a union of Marxists. To and fro on that idea, but the idea that whatever socialist revolution does eventually happen, in my opinion, and I think and that I know is fundamentally inevitable. If capitalism continues to fuck over everyone, which it will, as Marx describes in Das Kapital. I'm just showing off at this point. But a lot of sort of Marxist or leftist thinkers go, we need our ideology to be leading the revolution, and to an extent I fully get that. A lot of Lenin is like, oh, we'll have the vanguard party, sort of the Leninist perspective of like we'll have the Communist Party who will lead the revolution, and they'll take power after it. I to and fro on whether that's the right conclusion. I understand the arguments for it. I understand the arguments against it. It can definitely lead to will they be able to watch more than 2 minutes without 10
No, it's impossible. We actually have literally 10 minutes for the stream ends.
We should shut the fuck up.
Rising top 1% inequality.
Have like 30 seconds of
means more and more of you lose every year. There's no way to change that other than stopping inequality from rising. And I think what people like Elon Musk want is for you guys all to be living in this Squid Game where you all think, I don't care if only one of us will win and 99% of us will lose. I want to fight the people around me to be in that 1%. Mm-hmm. You need to change the game. You need to change the game. You cannot play a game where every single year 95% of you lose, 96% of you lose, 97% of you lose, and you keep hoping to be in that 1%. You need to change the rules of the game, and that means working together. So, to conclude, Elon Musk is a great example of why inequality is a danger for you and your family. These guys are going to take the things that you need. They're going to take your politicians, your economists, your media, and ultimately your housing and your food. That is what it means. You need to fight inequality. The only way to do that is to work together. That's why these billionaires want you to hate each other. If you hate each other, they'll win. If you work together, you can win. Support the channel, tax the rich, cut tax on ordinary working people. Send this to your friends, send this to your mum. Thanks for your help. Good luck.
Did you know?
We finished the video, guys. Are you proud of us?
We finished it. We finally did it. Anyway, I do think it's a really good video, and I do really like his stuff. Not just for the reason of I think he's correct on everything. I just think that he is a necessary part of almost like propaganda. You need to be able to actually identify with not just your own people, with just everyone in general, or even the other side, which is why he's done a lot of stuff on right-wing shows. But we fucking finished it. Let's go.
Yeah, you guys can redeem shit now.
Yeah.
we'll
We'll
do
actually do it. Anyway, yeah, so we got about 9 minutes left, so we can just sit and chat, or we can look for a raid as well, so we don't do that in the last like 30 seconds.
Yeah, fair point. A lot of what I was saying before is sort of there's we spoke about there was through lines in our conversation about like sort of how everything kind of sucks at the moment and how everyone's just sort of thinking it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
My answer to that is sort of like a revolutionary optimism of like we have to believe and have to hope that there's a better future, because otherwise we're fucked. You know, we can sit here and talk about how evil capitalism is, or how neocolonialism has been around for hundreds of years, and it has direct through lines to fascism, like we did last stream, or how the CIA was just drug running to fuck over certain communities. We can talk about all of that and how inequality ruins cities and lives and livelihoods, and how Elon Musk fucking sucks. We can talk about all of this, but if we genuinely don't fundamentally believe that it can be changed, that you could have a social, political, physical revolution, I in a video game, I like fundamentally, you have to believe that that's possible before.
I mean, it is
before ever like
it's the Marxist like principle of like we have nothing to lose but our chains.
Yeah.
Of like, I think that's maybe a little bit reductive, because I think that doesn't appeal to.
It's in this book.
It doesn't appeal to the very real part of people's lives, which is there are things that make people less uncomfortable, and we crave that. We crave to be less uncomfortable, and that's essentially what we have to do. So if you look on like a more of a personal level, like
the proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains.
It's in big text.
Yeah, so I looked at the back because I thought it was the last quote, but it's not. That's working men of all countries unite.
Yeah. Anyway, I lost my. Oh, you look at stuff like the rising in like technology addiction, and how people are more and more reliant on technology because it makes them less uncomfortable. And there's so many ways of seeing that in your life, that people will so frequently pick comfort over the things that they actually want. You know, if somebody wants to, I can talk about it like on a personal level. I really wish I had the skill to play an instrument, but I owned a keyboard for like 4 years.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's not right there. It's gone.
No, I know it's not now, but it was right there.
Only for like 4 years. Never learned. Why? Because I'm fucking uncomfortable by being shit at something, and it's that uncomfort of being bad at something, or the discomfort of that is seen politically, and it's seen like to have these solutions that we talk about, or at least like paths towards a better society or a better system. It takes that level of discomfort. You have to be willing to sacrifice something. It's the idea that solidarity never happens on just a social level of saying I stand with you. It happens on a level of I will help you in a way that I have to give up something, whether that's time, whether it's money, whether it's a belief I've held for a very long time that I have to understand is wrong or is damaging. We have to give up something to achieve something.
One thing that I really like from like anarchist sort of theory is sort of like anarchist calisthenics, which I think help a lot in fighting against that on a political level of like doing smaller things that are uncomfortable or are against the status quo or are against social rules. So that way, when push comes to shove, you are willing to do the bigger stuff of striking, protesting.
It's training yourself to be uncomfortable. Without resulting in that sort of like level of discomfort that turns into hate and turns into lashing out. You've got to train yourself to live in between that. That's where the power lies.
Like a lot of anarchist calisthenics is like, still like the video I pointed to you earlier about it. When you were looking for the video, that video talks about the guy's experience of like how he would do his work, however like that he's employed to do, but he'd do it but him and his friend would do it in the cafe whenever the boss wasn't around. But one time the boss decided to show up again early, and he quit on the spot because he was like, fuck that, I don't want to do it in the office. And I'm not saying you should quit on your spot as soon as you can't go work in a cafe. What I'm saying is like that sort of practice and that sort of idea of doing things that could have or that do make you uncomfortable, that could be a problem. Because in his example, because he was going to lose his right to fucking sit in a cafe and while still doing his work. But in other examples of like just sort of in your fucking life, if you've got a small social rule that minorly inconveniences you, that's not a big a deal to break. Don't fucking follow it at that point. Like, fucking walk across the road when there's no cars but the light's red. Shit like that. Or you're not supposed to, but you can. Shit that isn't going to get you in trouble, but like you're not technically supposed to do, it's fine. As long as it's not like immoral or hurting someone, do it, because it saves you time and effort.
And also practice your own moral code. And like I do make a lot of jokes about not having one, but I do obviously. Like I do things because I think that like my moral code is, however, like, it just turns out to not align with backing your opinion sometimes.
No, it's when you have the same opinion as me and you don't back
because
it.
My moral code is not one that like I have to express my opinion at all times. I don't believe in authenticity.
We were talking about paedophilia, Kaz.
Yeah, but it's not real. It's not actually affecting anyone.
Still.
It's not like, do I support paedophiles in TV shows? It's, do I support vampires in TV shows? There's no relation to real life. It's not real. I don't think vampire paedophiles are real. No, I will take a stand on that. Yeah, I'm sure it has real implications. Yeah. Really
I'm just pissed off at you for not taking my back in that one time.
Yeah. Thanks, Tanner. That's really a good description of what's going on.
Okay,
did you, Hazel? I feel like you might need to dig the shit out of your ears, but if anybody has a raid target, that would be perfect.
We could raid Hassan.
We could.
Politics to more politics.
Yeah, I would like to do something small.
No one else small is streaming. Yeah. We could raid Ludwig, who's like half of his video. Tubbo.
4,000.
We could raid
Tubbo. Alright, we gotta have more people that watch us that watch small streamers, man. 2.5, really, there's not much in it at that point. I will just raid Hassan if you don't, like, yeah.
Hassan or Tubbo?
Yeah, I don't mind. No, we appreciate it, we really do.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. You should watch more Twitch instead of DanAndKazCookBook. You should watch more Twitch instead of Instagram Reels. I think that'll be a good influence on your life, Dana.
No. No. Twitch can be a hell platform sometimes.
No.
My time is way lower now. But is it really?
It's 2 hours of Instagram Reels or 2 hours of your phone? Because I can't imagine it's the second thing I just said. And honestly, 2 hours of Instagram Reels is
Still too hot.
I know that as soon as that timer fucking hits, you're just gonna go onto a different app.
Tommy in it offline is also live. That's a smaller streamer on third.
What?
Tommy in it offline. the official waiting room for waiting for Tommy in it to come live.
That's insane. Why does that exist? What are they playing on that? Just Tommy in it videos?
Yeah, just Tommy in it videos.
It says official. Is it really official? I can't imagine that's pretty cool if it is official, actually. We should do that with our VODs. We should have a constant stream running of our VODs. Find a child playing Fortnite. Hazel, do you know any?
Let's do Hassan.
Let's do Hassan. Alright.
You gotta press can start watching.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna. Oh, I can't do it here. I have to do it over here. Don't I? Oh, it's us.
Uh,
There you go. Alright, guys. Alright.
Everyone go raid Hassan Abbey.
I
I do want to see if we flash on the stream.
Hold up. Shouldn't need to go back here because we need to do the raid now. Alright, it has been so real, guys. Loki, let's call it 7:15 to meet. What is Tanner on about?
I don't know.
Tanner just messaged me what you mean, and I'm gonna raid now. So,
Dan, you were meant to tell Cat.
yeah, about us pranks, right? Anyway, just message me so we don't have to fucking dox ourselves.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yes.
Why would you say that in a Twitch chat? Just fucking talk like a normal person. Hazel, come get David to drive you up.
Yeah. All right.
Or
so
down.
anyway, I will see most of you later. Ta-ra, see ya. We'll be probably streaming again soon, just whenever time gives us,
Yeah.
a moment. Bye-bye. Also,
Should I get the train? Yes. Now.
yes,
Run.
you should. If you guys have
Your bank
any,
account will love you.
if you guys have any ideas for stuff to look at on stream, please feel free to send it to us.
Yeah. Most of you have our contact details. I
Yeah,
don't
and
think
if
we
not,
have.
just wait until the next stream. Just put it in chat.
Yeah.
And we'll yeah. Inscription. That is a great one.
Yeah.
We could probably do that next time. We can start it. We don't. It's.
I don't know what it is, so
You can do
sure.
it. It would just. It
And
raided.
it's getting
It
the
raided.
raid is gone.